Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and thank you for joining us. The first person to find what's new in my background gets they get a kiss. I just blow you a kiss or a high five or thumbs up, something like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to DLD After Dark. It is indeed After Dark. Indeed, After Dark. Let's go ahead and begin. So first off, let's welcome everybody. Congratulations to Jason. Jason is first this evening. So Jason Ewing, you deserve or Ewing. You tell me all the time. I forget what in the world is that? A dog's nose coming out of the crotch of a pants in your picture, bro? What? I'm not sure what that is, but you, sir, for being first, are due at least one high five. So, congratulations. Thank you for joining us. Let's say what's up to all of our channel members, starting with Jason himself, another channel member. So, thank you for joining us. Kurt 24, channel member. Shauna, another channel member. We got, let's see, Jason, Shauna, Kurt 24. Sorry, I'm scrolling through here, y'all. Hey, Mr. Mike McClune, another channel member. What's up, brother? Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. And Mike is saying that AMC is having a Lethal Weapon movie marathon this evening. That's what's up. That's what's up. I remember those. Tuck Firance, what's up, brother? Another channel member. Thank you for taking the time to join us. I appreciate you. And tonight is going to be a fun one, so stick around. We got Joe Morris. What's up, brother? Joe Morris, another channel member. We got Z, channel member, my brother. What's up? Hey, C&T Designs and Arms. What's up, brother? Another channel member. And let's see, Jason, C&T Z, and Mike, Shauna, Kurt. Hold on. We going through. Can't miss anybody. Channel members in chat. Go ahead and sound off. Whoa, and my chat just refreshed naturally. Let's see, who'd I miss? Okay, Shauna, Mike, Kurt, C&T Designs and Arms, which, by the way, if you guys haven't taken the time to go check out C&T Designs and Arms, Coop is a special type of mofo, and he does a lot. Like, he focuses a lot on actual bills. He is an advocate of the movement. He's one of us, so go check out his channel. Hey, Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, what's up, brother? Good to see you, bro. Honorable mention, P38, Wilberto, my brother. Be kind. Sent me the mug. I stay sipping from it. I appreciate you, man. For real, that means a lot. And I mean, that's what I say. That's my thing. It's my thing. Let's see, Mike McClune, C&T, Kurt 24. See what happens when I leave you guys here too long, man. Hey, and Shogun Customs. What's up, brother? Another channel member. How surprising to have Shogun Customs in here. Can you guys believe that he is taking the time to join us? It's crazy. It's crazy, right? Let's see who else. C&T Z, and then B&T. What's up, brother? Ammo boxes. It's not the ammo boxes. It's not the ammo boxes. Actually, that belt of ammo. Shout out to the End is Near Beware. The End is Near Beware. He's been a longtime viewer. He sent me that like forever ago, but that ish is like 100 pounds, so I can't really like hang it up that easily. So I finally found a way to just plop it there and then kind of like roll the belt over a little bit so y'all can see it. So it's not that it's going to be hard to see. It's kind of like crime. It's mostly black on black. So oh, I'm going to pay for that one. A great deal. Okay, I see my guests backstage laughing. I don't know if that's good or bad. Just kidding. They would never laugh at a thing like that. Kurt 24. Let's see. Shauna. Hey, MC. What's up, brother? I bet I'm getting sidetracked here. MC, good to see you. Another channel member. Let's see. Tuck Firance, Mike McClune, MC, Kimbo. Too many choices. What's up, brother? He says 9mm for the win. Thank you. Appreciate you. 9mm for the win. We know what you really mean. Let's see. Kurt 24, Mike. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody. Hey, what's up, brother? Rusty Shackelford. Man Against the Masses, channel members, and of course, Craig Licka. What's up, brother? Another channel member. Look at all you guys. Hey, we got Night Custom Beals. What's up, brother? Another channel member. 80% baked. 80%. Yeah, I may have missed that one. That was probably an excellent joke that just went right over my head. Let's see. Night, too many choices, CNT. I'm probably missing some of y'all's guesses, but I'll give you guys this before we start. The thing in my background that you may or may not be able to see because it's black on black is in video games goes thunk, but usually doesn't do that in actual life, depending on the rounds that you're using in the if the barrel is rifled or not. I'll just say that. And it's not a firearm. It's lawfully not a firearm. Anyway, moving along. C&T, Craig Liquor Knights, Shogun, Nice, Mike McLean, MC, Cure 24, Shana, Gun Tube sticker. See, y'all are getting good. Y'all are getting good. All the stickers and patches. No. So all those have been there. Oh, woo. Y'all don't want to know. We can't have anything falling off of the old safe there, okay? Things can get tricky. Okay, so Jason Ewing, BV Luminous, what's up, brother? Night Custom Beals, Rusty, Crusty, Bussin, Bussin, boom, boom. Okay, so it's about the size of an MP5. Hey, okay, so Anthony Smith got it. Gin Champ got it. Anthony Smith. Fluffy Bunny says MP5. Funny thing is, it is about the size of an MP5. How crazy is that? Turd launcher. You could. Can't see the tube. Yeah, hold on. Let me shine a light on it. Hold on. Oh my god, my goon beam fell in my pants pocket. Whoop. Blame it on the pants, not the beam. Oh, the battery's going dead too. So there you go. It's the Spikes Havoc with the actually goon beam if you're out there. I think my battery may be going on that one. So that is the Spikes Havoc 9-inch, the side opener. You know, open it from the side. So the length of the cartridges doesn't matter. You can load a 12-inch cartridge in there if you want to. Yep, 37 milli. Yep, good job. See, and then also it's in the Chaos standalone. So the Chaos standalone side folder is dope. The side folder with the 9-inch, that's like a unicorn. You typically you know, can't see it. And then Night Custom Builds. It's throwing in a big old peepee. Yeah, it wasn't very hard. Kind of just set and forget once again. Okay, sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. And of course, honorable mentions: Corey Slater, JC9. Let's see, JC9, Jin Champ. What's up, brother? JC9. Hey, Dark. I can always count on that. I wish it was an M203, but didn't want to do any more paperwork. Detective Yang Kimbo, P38, Wilberto, Anthony Smith. What's up, brother? And who else did Benjamin? What up? Is it Saturday already? I know, right? DGK. Okay, I like that. I like that acronym for Detective John Kimball. Let's call him Kimball. Caleb, what up? What up? Thank you for joining us. And Nelson Coins. Do you sell coins? Do you have silver? Can I buy silver? All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So, for all you guys that are here, you were probably party to the stream that we did with Marine Gun Builder, where all of us instructors came on, and I want to go through and give kind of a little bit more of an introduction to each person, their channel, their profession, their specialty, what they do, and then also, of course, as an instructor, kind of more of an in-depth look on them as individuals too. Yeah, 9 inches, and it's black. Just saying. I mean, it's like anodized black. Now it's getting weird. All right, so let's go ahead and start bringing on each person one at a time. So first off, if you saw anything about stippling last night, then it was likely that you saw our boy Shogun Customs. Well,
Hey,
thank you for coming on, Mr. Shogun.
hey, man, I'm glad to be here, and I appreciate you bringing me on board again, man.
Hell
Showing that
yeah, man.
love.
Yeah, man. It's a blast. You do some pretty remarkable work for real, and the
Thank
world needs to see it. And the people
I
out
agree.
there that yeah, and the people out there that maybe want to start getting into stippling themselves, it's kind of a first look into that.
You never know how good you are until you try it, man. You never know. That's what happened
Yeah.
to me. I was like, wait a
Yeah.
second here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, like I could do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And as you do it, like every time you get better, like, the first time I stippled a mag, right? Like it was terrible. Then I did a few more, then I did a frame, then it kind of,
Yeah.
you build on it.
Frame gets better, man. That's a goal.
Yep. Yep. And you know what? I'm actually really still dissatisfied. It like the last frame that I stippled, I just did like a little part inside the kind of laser cut or whatever it is. It's kind of like a pre-cut border. And I showed Shogun. He was like, honestly, that's all right. Like it's not that bad. I was like, dang.
Dude,
But
we are our worst critic, right? That's why that saying goes. It's
yeah,
true.
yeah, facts. And I think we'll be able to pull up some of your work too. I think it'll be dope for everyone to kind of roll through and kind of look at some of the stuff you've done. And the next two guests you guys are going to love. You've met, you've seen them on the channel before as well. And if you've ever met the Sarge when he's angry, it's like the Incredible Hulk. You don't want to be around. No, I'm just kidding. He's a great person to be around. Introducing the next guest, Mr. Angry Sarge. Mr. Angry Sarge, welcome.
Hey.
Sleeping back there?
He's cleaning.
I'm
His
asleep.
anger is like meditating. Hold on.
I mean, I'm sitting here looking at my watch. I'm like, damn, you know what? It's before 11:30. We're doing
I
good,
know,
right?
right? We're running great with time right now, man. For the people out there talking about late, I don't know what they. So the funny thing is that, like, usually, I used to go live at 9:30. I started going live at 10. So it's kind of a bad habit when I invite people at 9:30 and then end up not even. You know the thing. But yeah, it's me. So Angry Sarge, and of course I couldn't have you guys on. Like y'all are like it's your counterpart. Like y'all are like what do you call them?
I'm
Partners in crime. There you go. That's what I was
Panda.
saying. Yeah, Tactical Trash Panda. What's up, brother?
What's going on, guys?
Welcome.
How's everybody
Thank
doing?
you. Good, man. Thank you for joining.
It's Angry Panda. So there you go.
Angry
Or
Panda.
Angry Trash.
Angry Trash. Let's go with Angry Panda.
That's a good.
Sounds better.
Angry Trash is a good coupon code. I'm telling you, it's a really good.
There you
coupon
go.
code.
Yeah.
That's actually
Angry
good. And you know
Panda
what? Yeah, I think I could see like Angry Panda being like a product or something. Like, bro, you didn't get one of those Angry Pandas, like that launcher right there. I could name that an Angry Panda.
There you go.
Yeah,
Hey,
get someone to 3D print the mask, put it on there. I mean,
yes.
Hell yeah.
Angry Trash Customs. Wow, that's awesome.
Love it.
I mean, it works out, right? It hits us all.
Dude, we have like
Angry Trash Customs After Dark. There you go.
After dark. There you go.
Yes, bingo.
Dude.
See, we got it. We're in here.
the Shogun. All right, it'll be a big ass samurai, and he'll have a big panda on a leash, and he's holding it back. The panda's like,
yeah,
like
like a quarterback, just like a linebacker, just like huge like muscles on a panda, just grossly oversized upper body. So Fluffy Bunny Arsenal says the man, the myth, the legendary beard. Yeah,
everybody loves this beard.
Yeah, man. Show the angry trash DLD. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So, and everyone else out there that just joined us, thank you for coming in. We got Scott D. Pugnificent, also a channel member. We got John Crump Live, of course, another channel member. And all you guys, appreciate all y'all joining us. Flying Rich, what's up, brother? Who's also an instructor as well. So appreciate all you guys coming in and joining Live Free or Die in a bumper sticker. It's a life, that's for sure. Hey, what's up, guys? Vanessa, Kitty, all you guys, thank you for coming in. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So first, as we begin, Key ASC, what's up, brother? Another channel member.
Man, these names that they keep pushing are nuts, man.
I know.
Dark Shogun, the Angry Bandit. That's fucking yes.
Yeah, we got Key Mod. Hey, what's up, Ron Bear? What else did I see? I just missed Sausage Party Customs. What? it's breaking the rules a little bit, but it's funny. Sarge Trash Angry Panda. Dang. All right. Well, let's go ahead and begin. And as we do, we could just kind of each one of y'all can kind of, tell a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, and where they can find you. And we'll start off with Shogun. So let the people know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Man, I always suck at this.
You're doing great. You're doing
I
great.
always make it say, thanks, man. I always feel like I have to make some kind of extravagant statement, when dude, honestly, that's why I always say I'm just a guy that stipples.
I'm just a dude. That's one of my lines. I use that all the time. You know what it is though? It's when somebody's like, "Hey, you let everyone know who you are, what you do, where they can find you." Then they hit you with the,
Yeah, man.
and then you're solo in there. It's like, oh, there are no other distractions aside from me. So I won't do that to you. We'll stay together. We're a team. We're a unit.
Yes. Well, yeah. So shoguncustoms.com is my website. On Instagram is shogun_customs. Facebook is just Shogun Customs, and YouTube is just Shogun Customs. But now with the YouTube, you could do the little @ symbol for the handle, right? So that's kind of cool. But I'm just a guy who stipples, man. That's it. nothing special.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. Sorry, I was a little late to the mute toggle right there. There we go. My apologies. No, but I mean, don't sell yourself short, man. Your stipple game is crazy, and we'll go through for the people that weren't there last night. A lot of the people that are looking at Shogun's hand done, like freehand stippling, are asking if it's laser cut stipples like that. That's the best possible the compliment you could ever get when people like your freehand ish is so good that people think it's done by a mechanical laser. That's crazy.
Man,
So.
the symmetrical patterns, it took me a minute to break that code, to figure it out. Because when you start wrapping around the grip, even the best of us, man, like the guys that I look up to, there are certain frames where they get around the contours, the back strap or the front strap, and you see that symmetry start to kind of break. It's tough, man. I mean, it's tough for everybody, no matter the skill level, So anytime I get it right, I'm super proud and I'm super happy. And I'm like, man, I hope I could do this again. Because that's really what it comes down to is, can you do it every single time? Right?
Yep.
I remember the first time somebody messaged me and was like, "What laser are you using?" And I was like, I lit up. I was like, "I'm not using a laser, bro. I'm the laser."
My hands are the laser.
Yeah,
Man, that's dope. And shout out Vanessa Kitty says this channel is about life, the universe, and everything, which of course we all know is 42. But that's kind of a thing in my family. It's the Hitchhiker's Guide thing. I've never read it or even watched the whatever, but we just always talked about it. But for real though, Vanessa Kitty is also right. Like we cover everything on this channel, from just simply the love of guns and building and shooting and technique and I mean everything in between, to preparedness, preparation, self-sufficient. We talk about soil. We talk about we talk about growing shit. We talk about edibles, edible shit that we grow, not y'all get your mind out of the gutter, y'all. And I mean blades. We talk about everything. Like a lot of people. I actually had the owner of Snaggletooth leave a comment from his Snaggletooth YouTube page, like, bro, thank you so much for the shout out. I wish I knew how much you love the color blue. I would have given you a blue Snaggletooth. I was like, dang.
Oh, that would have been hot.
Yeah.
You got to get it.
Man.
Just, what? Send me the piece, the little piece. I'll say it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Spray it.
Yeah, man. It's just cool shit, man. With this channel, it's not just like one thing, right? It's so much. What's up, Mark Tucker? Murphy's Law. What's up, brothers? It's so much more than that. And we talk about self-defense scenarios. We talk about, we just do interviews with people in the community. I love it. And that's why y'all are here, because the community goes beyond so much more than just the tool,
Yeah.
It could be stippling the tool or whatever. So it's dope. So Tactical Trash Panda, same thing. Let everyone know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
What's up, guys? So you can find me on Instagram. I got 2 accounts. The original one is tactical_trash_panda. Second one is tactical_trash_panda. You can find me here on YouTube at Tactical Trash Panda. That's pretty much it. I do also have TikTok, but I barely get on that thing. I've been into firearms since I was a kid. Shot my first gun at 4 years old, and here I am today, still into the stuff. So I'll be teaching. Yeah, man. I mean, I love putting things together, taking things apart, seeing how they work, how you can fix them, how you can make them better. I am going to be a chief instructor, Glock builder, Glock assembly course, and Ruger 1022. And I may even have some other courses lined up for later in the future. We'll see how that goes. But guys, thanks for having us here today.
Yeah, man. I heard you be going live with somebody else too.
Oh yes.
Your partner, Angry Sarge, right?
So every other week, Sarge and myself, we have a show on YouTube called Talking Trash with Panda. And you can catch us live at 8:30 every other Friday. We will post the dates as the dates come closer. But Sarge, you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, Sarge, why don't you go ahead and do same kind of thing? Let them know who you are, what you do, and
they don't want to know who I am. I've already been on here once. They're like, screw this guy. We want to see what's going on with the beard and want to know about stippling.
Yeah, right. That's all. I heard there's a rumor that I don't have any new viewers on here since you last came on. I'm just kidding.
No, it's all good, man. Hey, first off, Murphy's Law. Hey, what's up, man? It's good to see you on here.
Yeah.
So, me, what do we want to say? I'm just a dude. I'm going to pull the wheel, but I'm that dude. I'm that dude.
Dude, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that was poorly played.
No, man.
I just a regular guy now that I'm kind of retired and all that stuff from my life of service and all that fancy stuff I used to do that some people don't like, but it is what it is. No, as far as the FCU stuff, I pretty much do the marketing right now. So if you see some of these guys posting up some decent ads or whatever, courtesy of myself and my nerd who's actually in the live right now, chatting it away. So we've been coming together trying to figure out how to market FCU and get some of you awesome people there because you just need to come. I mean, why not come be a part of something that is bigger than yourself, right?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not come learn some stuff, maybe teach us some stuff? I'm always down to learn. I'm like a student anytime I go anywhere, even if I've done it before. I want to learn something else from somebody else because maybe I didn't think of doing it that way. So
yeah, facts. Yeah, no, I agree. I think every instructor is a student at heart. You know,
I mean, you have to be. You have if you're not, and you think, oh well, I know everything. You're like way beyond wrong if you think that's the mindset you're going to have because you're going to miss something.
Yeah,
and why not get that tool that you can put in your toolbox and take it and use it if you want to, or use it as if it's something negative, as something that you don't do that you can go back to and refer. So on that, the rest of the FCU, I will be an instructor for overflows. I love the Glock, SIG, all that stuff, some AR stuff. So whatever I can get into to help these guys out, because they're like the primary instructors for their crafts and their trades. I'm just going to kind of do the overflow and do private. So if you want to learn something about purpose and understanding why people like me who have been in terrible environments, or NPEs, is what they call them, non-permissive environments. Carry and do things the way that we do stuff, how we train, what gear we're running, how we set up our firearms. And hit me up. I'll teach you what I know.
Do you want to give them just kind of for the people that may not know you from when you were on the channel before?
Yeah.
Do you want to give people just an idea of what you did in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a military law enforcement guy. I spent 21 years in the military, in the Army. I'll just say it. I was in the Army for 21 years. I did lots of jobs, a lot of combat arms stuff. Spent some time overseas. I was actually on deployment in 2018, and I got hurt, so I had to medically retire out, and I just medically retired last year. So it's been a long road for me, but that was my service as far as the military. The law enforcement side, I've got a SWAT background, patrol, all that stuff, and I know some people are kind of not a fan of those things. But if you go back and you watch the interview that me and you actually did together, I had some pretty cool stories in there that would definitely get your adrenaline pumping.
So, yeah. I mean, it's cool. Like, look, I think the challenging thing is like a lot of people in our like world are freedom absolutists, right? And some people kind of came in with the attitude of there's no way any enforcer of state or federal laws could ever be a good person at all, because everything that they do is breaking our natural law. But after that stream, and after hearing like Angry Sarge's attitude and mindset and the way he handled things, like he would be informing people of their rights on the street, like it's so I think we're too quick to kind of rush to judgment on people. So everybody out there, kind of open up your mind, man.
Yeah, I mean, you just never know. I mean, some of us truly took our oaths to heart. I'm one of those. When I swore my oath to the Constitution, that's exactly what it was. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, even including the job. I mean, I left one agency because they were very, I don't know how to put it, but there was a lot of bad things going on there that I couldn't get fixed or get changed. I did my part reporting stuff and all that, but I couldn't be there just for my own mental health. So beyond that, it's just, you never know who people are until you get to know them. So just taking the time to sit down with people and get to know them, even me doing that on calls and really understanding why things are going on. Maybe I can find a history or whatever and help them out. You never know. So anyway, I don't want to stick too long on that, but
no, you're good, man. I appreciate it.
Talking Trash with Panda, we do it every 2 weeks. It's going to be a little weird next month because next month is a little bit longer, so we kind of had to spread our stuff out so we're not going live on St. Patty's Day, because you got to have a green beer or something on St. Patty's Day.
Got to have an Irish car bomb.
Yeah, something. Yeah. You got to do something to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
Just do it responsibly.
When I was younger, man, those Irish car bombs, that was like, I had a buddy that was like straight Irish, and well, he drank like he was straight Irish, and everything, man, it was always Irish car bombs and Guinness, and he had this weird obsession with Rumplemans, just in the freezer always. I don't know if they do that over there. I don't know, but I got one question. Sorry, I'm way behind on chat, y'all, but Joe had asked earlier, DLD After Dark, do you have a garden? So I've been gardening and growing edible plants for about 2 years now, but a few months ago I actually moved, and it was probably one of the maybe top 5 most difficult things for me to leave that property was my tomatoes, my raspberries, my blackberries, all the edible stuff, because at that point lettuce and cucumbers and a whole bunch of other stuff had died. Yes, I've been working on soil and soil health and growing edibles, growing plants, growing grass. Man, it took me 2 years to learn how to grow grass. Like, it's no joke. So the interesting thing though is like, so part of what we discuss is like, people being able to be self-sustainable, sustain themselves, their families, and whether that's in just building firearms or maintenance of firearms or food or whatever. Gardening is actually one of the number one most popular hobby in the United States of America, right? But less than 1% of Americans' food is put on their table. Less than 1% is brought to their table by their own efforts of their garden. So it's crazy. So focus on that stuff, y'all. So Joe, yes, to answer your question, but not currently. As of a few months ago, I had moved. So yeah, tis what it is. But
I saw his question or his little comment about what tomatoes I have. I don't grow, man. Sorry. I would say this about me. I'm the guy, if bad things happen and you need somebody to show up that's going to take care of problems, cut the fence, go in, get stuff done, I'm the guy you want to have. As far as growing and stuff, that's not my AO. It's
We'll
not.
just keep you fed, man. We'll just toss tomatoes at you.
There you go. There you go.
If you need that's right. I did grow a pineapple. Rich is correct. I did grow pineapple. Kind of. It's well, we'll talk about that later, guys. Sorry. But yeah, if you need a door kicked in, hit up your boy Sarge. All right. If you need seeds germinated, then hit me up. Just kidding.
So all right, let me finish this real quick. So you can find me on Instagram, angry_Sarge. I'm also on YouTube. The YouTube hasn't really kicked off for me yet because of all the rules and everything's kind of very dynamic, and I don't want to put out a bunch of watered down content. So right now I'm working on a website and trying to get all of that stuff to there. So I'll post the watered down stuff. And if you want to really learn something, you can come to the website and kind of go from there.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. And I see we have not only Flying Rich, but also Benchi's Go Boom out there. So 2 other instructors from Freedom Crew University. So what's up, fellas?
What's up?
So let's start with Shogun. So Shogun, like when did you start stippling? Like what inspired you to start burning the ish out of some plastic to make fun designs?
Man, I've seen it on YouTube one day and I was like, what the hell is that? And started keeping, track of certain people's, work. And one day I was like, man, you know what? I got to get my Glock done. Went on the person's website and I was like, $500,
Yeah.
I never ended up sending my gun. Little did I know how much work it takes to actually do this. So like now I understand the price. So, some time went on and I actually got into the gun industry. And this was when I was living in California, San Diego. And I was at one gun shop for a while. And then there was a gun shop up the street from us. And everybody wanted to work at this gun shop. Everybody. It was called Gunfighter Tactical. And it was a custom shop that also had a retail shop. And I ended up working there, and all my coworkers at the other place were jealous. They're like, "How'd you get a job there, man?" I'm like, don't worry about it, So I ended up working there, and it was a cool shop, man. Like I said, it was custom shop. We did holsters, engraving, stippling, Cerakote, and we also built and we manufactured our own AR pistols. So we were like one of 5 shops in all of California that had the license to manufacture AR pistols. And we also had our SLT license, so we had suppressors for the shop. And so, we had a guy that was stippling there, and I used to always watch him through the glass because that's what separated the gunsmithing room from the retail floor. So I would just like hang over the glass like this, and I would just, watch him, and, he would catch me watch him all the time, and he'd feel awkward, so I'd stop watching him, But he could tell I was interested. So he would bring the frames to me like, hey man, can you check for any high spots? Just put it in your hands. Tell me how it feels. and I'd be like, oh man, I feel a sharp here, I feel that, or what about this, you know? And I started practicing in my garage, man, because like I said, we manufacture our own rifles and pistols. We had lower parts kits that came with the A2 grips, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked my boss. I had two bosses. One who was more the custom guy, and the other guy was like ran the day-to-day operations. He was the face of the company.
Yeah.
Well, I asked him. I was like, "Hey man, can I take some A2 grips home?" He's like, "Will, go in the barrel, get a bag, take them all if you want." Like we had a barrel, like a 50-gallon drum full of A2 grips.
Because they're trash.
Yeah, exactly.
Great trash.
Yep.
We all, everybody, if you're a gun dude and you build or you customize or whatever, guarantee you got at least a gallon-sized sandwich bag of A2 grips. But yeah, sorry, go.
Yeah, you good, dude. So yeah, I took the grips home and I started. I didn't know where to start, man. I went on YouTube, and the stippling tutorials only went so far as how to stipple and what tools you need to do the type of borders that you see, and how to cut the undercuts and all that kind of stuff. So man, I was just the only place I could get on my own in the garage was burning A2 grips. I didn't even know how to do borders, man. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one day, fast forward a little bit, I gave up. Honestly, I gave up. I burned a whole bunch of A2 grips. I was like, I don't know how to grow from this. I don't know what I'm doing, So I gave up. Well, the stippler, excuse me, my allergies are acting up tonight. The stippler moved back to Indiana. So for like the first couple weeks, my boss was doing the stippling, and he's decent,
Mm-hmm.
Well, he comes to me one day. He hates doing it. He comes to me one day and he's got a frame in his hand and he's like, "You ready?" And I was like, "For what?" And he's like, "Stipple this." I was like, "No, dude, I don't even do it." Because he knew, I was practicing at home. I was like, "Man, I haven't practiced in like 2 months probably." He goes, "Dude, I don't give a shit. Just burn it. It doesn't have to look pretty." He's like, "We're gonna give this to charity and they're gonna auction it off." I was like, "It doesn't have to look pretty." He's like, "It doesn't have to look pretty." I'm like, "Fine." So I took the wood burner to it, and I took that standard waffle tip, and I started burning it away, And again, I didn't know how to make borders. So what I did is, the tip is a square. So I just basically kept lining up the tip all around the gun and trying to make a straight border and make it look pretty,
Yeah.
And I did it, and he was like, "It works." It was Cerakoted. It came with it was a full build. We Cerakoted and stippled it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that gun ended up going for the auction. Ended up going for like, dude, I want to say it was something stupid like $3,000 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, wild. It was just a Glock 34 shitty stippled job and Cerakote. So yeah, I was all super excited. The guy came to pick it up. Well, the guy came to start his 10-day wait, his background check. But I came out like, "Oh, that's the guy." I was like, I went up to him. I was like, "Hey man, what you think? What you think of the gun?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's nice, man." I was like, "Hey man, I did the stippling on it. I did the stippling, I was super proud, super proud."
Yeah.
And I caught the bug, man. Like seeing his smile and just like me looking at something that I did, I felt so proud of it. And I caught the bug. So I went to the back and I was like, "Hey, Lee is his name, not Haley." But I used to fuck with her. I was like, "Haley, get your ass over here, girl." But no, I said, "Hey, Lee, would you mind if I did the stippling?" He was like, "Dude, you're doing me a favor. I hate doing it. You do it." So I started taking on all the stipple jobs. I was working on the retail floor, selling guns and throwing in, "Hey, by the way, I could stipple this because, I do the stippling here." And we did more stippling than ever. Like my boss came to me, he's like, "Dude, like we've never done this much stippling." Like there was a wait list, and as I kept getting better, the prices were going up as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I stippled for a shop for a little bit, and long story short, man, here I am on my own now, and that's
Nice, man. So
I
you
hope
took
that
that
was
and you took that and you started your own business off of that shit.
Yeah. Well, you know what, man? The timing was a trip, man, because before that, I was working at the shop, but I was also teaching martial arts. And at that point, I was probably about 11 years into teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would come home from work, and then I'd have my group come over, or a private student, whatever, and we would train. And that's how I made most of my money, you know? Well, COVID hit, right? COVID hit, so people were fucking scared to train, right? There was only a few of us left that weren't buying
Okay.
into it all. We were still training.
People wanted to train in like full PPE.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Like, no, man. So around that time, you know, my student base started dissipating. Well, because of the hit, actually, no, not because of the hit. The the management company for the property told us they weren't going to renew our lease anymore. So they gave us 30 days to get out. Well, thankfully, around that time, I had already had plans to move to Utah. So I was already on my way out anyways. I stayed until the end. You know, I stayed like the last month with them. And so it's like I left San Diego, left my students, left my job. I moved to Utah and immediately fired up a business, man. I mean, I was like on it with like within the first week. I went down to the city, applied, did my FFL, started building my website, man. I was up, dude. I spent like 10 hours a day every day building my website, you know, because I didn't
Oh
want to
yeah.
pay $15,000 for a website.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just, you know, I was very fortunate, you know, the timing worked out. You know, yeah, man, life is a trip, man. How everything just fall. It's synchronicity, man. I believe in that. You know, shit just falls into place. So here I
Oh
am.
yeah.
Mhm.
And real quick too, on a side note, Detective John Kimball, there are fake light paint jobs. So like on on YouTube, there are channels on how to do paint jobs that basically mimic bakelite. It's not exact, but it is real similar. It's just like an orange and brown kind of. It's almost like doing a battle
I,
worn
I think
job.
somebody showed us where you could buy those. So I'll
Mm,
have to look and see if I can find that. But where you can buy the
yeah.
mags already done.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've seen some of those. Somebody was selling Tapco 545 mags that were fake light, fake a light, and
Mm.
they were. I mean, they were reasonable considering like y'all know how much goes into a a paint job. I mean, that's something that I back when polymer 80s were just polymer 80s, I gave one away. I gave two away actually on the channel that I had done custom battle worn paint jobs on. And I
Mhm.
mean, dude, that's a lot of time going into each one. Speaking of a lot of time, so I think what some people, Shogun, what some people may or may not see on some of these stippling jobs, because the stippling is what takes your eyes first on these pictures, right?
Yeah.
But what they may not see is the double undercut, the middle finger, the what do you call it?
Enhanced
Enhanced
finger
Yeah,
groove.
yeah,
yeah,
the enhanced finger groove.
glove
The
bevel.
Yep.
yeah, the
Glove
beveling on the
bevels.
sides above the triggers, the gas pedal area, that a lot of those were super unique, but like that beveling up from the trigger, like that's crazy. That's a lot of work. And it's like polished and clean. It's not all like white and dusty looking like when I mess with my polymer. So what's the secret?
Oh man, polishing. And I see some questions from Damien and Luminous or Night Customs. I'll get you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, polishing, man. Let me tell you, woo, that nobody wants to tell you how to polish, man. You like, how do you
Yeah.
polish? Lord? You know what they tell you? Just go through the grits. That's what
Oh
they
yeah.
just go through the grits, but they don't want to give you the real like tools, man. So basically, I take a sanding drum at 320. That's what I do all my cuts with. Sometimes I'll go to 240, but I'll, start 240, 320 sanding band, and I'll just do all my undercuts, my enhanced finger grooves, my glove bevels, all that with a drum.
Hmm.
After that, I kicked down to actual sandpaper wrapped around a mandrel, right? It's a little skinny little mandrel, right? Like a little tube, right? And you slip the sandpaper in there, and then you wrap it, and then you put tape, rubber bands, zip tie, however you want to secure it.
Yeah.
And I usually start at about what's the was it 220? 220? Yeah, I usually start at about 220, I think, and then 320, 400, 600, 800. And I run through the grits, but you just got to take your time, man. You got to especially take your time in the lower grits, because if you don't, yeah, you can go up to 800, 1,000, 1,200, whatever. It'll be nice and shiny and smooth, but you're going to see all these cuts.
All the lines. And
Exactly. You see all those valleys. So you got to take your time in the lower grits. Then when you get to the next grit, you polish. That's going to reveal if you did a good job on your lower grit or not. And if you didn't, guess what? You got to start all over and go to the grit underneath it, maybe even under that one, and then head back up. But
yeah. I've even heard, I mean, of course, we all know that pledge is an excellent way to rehydrate polymer, right? But I've even heard of people polishing with like loose leaf paper, more specifically with 3D prints, because it's basically like a 2000 grit. A regular piece of paper, printer paper, loose leaf is like, feels the same as like a 2000 grit. But if you guys ever see these pictures of like 3D printed, guns on like, the serialists and like all these shows, or like the roast, and it just looks like mad shiny, like oddly shiny. A lot of people have started to learn the trick of just kind of going over it with paper, and it looks crazy shiny. But
I never heard of
crazy.
That.
Give it a shot. I'd be curious. Give it a shot with like printer paper is a little more coarse, but I've done something like this. Well, I'll probably get canned if I show that frame, but yeah. So I'll show it another time, y'all. But I mean, using like printer paper as, I don't know, maybe closer to like 1,500.
Yeah, and I've never used any liquids, or I take that back. It wasn't until much later that anything wet touched my frames. I always polished dry, and I still got that shine. So there's a big debate. People are like, "Oh, you got to rehydrate your polymer." Well, you really don't. You just got to polish it right. But what I have used for certain situations where for some reason I can't get a gash out, I'll use WD-40. So I'll dip my finger in WD-40. Just dip my finger. I'm not gonna like drench it, right? I'll just dip my finger in WD-40. I'll touch that spot. I'll wait a few minutes. Now I'm not a damn chemist, but I hear they're both like hydrocarbons or something like that, and they bond and they bond together, and you can actually remove like cuts that way. So sometimes if there's a corner or something I really just can't polish out, I'll go down and grit. I'll hit it with WD-40. Boom. Some people at the very end, like they'll hit it with 800. Once they get up to 800 grit, they'll polish it dry, and then they'll put a little WD-40 on it, hit it again wet, and then hit it again dry. And there's many ways to do it.
Hey, if it looks like that, I mean, keep your whatever you do, keep your
method,
whatever going. Yeah, like that. Your method is ill, and it's crazy to like that little bit of extra stippling under the double undercut on the trigger guard, that little bit on the gas pedal, that I keep forgetting what it's called, but like the
finger groove.
Yeah, that that thing, that's sick. And I love how you like kept the original look of the you kept the original contour of the Glock, like Gen 3 kind of shape, but you removed the other finger grooves. It's dope, man. I like the style, man. It's sick.
Well, you know what, man, and I don't want to take up the whole damn show. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's it, guys. We're done. Thanks everyone for coming. I'm just kidding.
See you on the next one.
To answer Damien, I use a wood burner. Soldering iron for me is too far from the gun because it's so long, so I don't have that control. Wood burner.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? Speaking of the contour, though, the Gen 3s, you got to be very attentive to the front strap and the back strap when you're removing that texture. Because if you don't go in, you take those finger grooves out. If you just leave it, you now actually squared the gun off even more.
Mhm.
So, like the guy that stippled at the shop that I worked at, that was his issue. He would take the finger grooves off. California, only Gen 3s, right?
Yeah.
He would take the finger grooves off, but he wouldn't round off the edges now. So now you have a super square gun. Now when you stipple it, it creates a line going from under the trigger guard to the mag well. It creates a hard edge. You squeeze that and it hurts, man. You know what I mean? Like, right? So you definitely got to round it off. And to be honest, that's something I take pride in, man, is contouring the Glock, rounding it off. And when you put it in your hand, it's just say it, guys. What happens when you put the gun in your hand? What happens?
You mate the weapon and the warrior as one.
You guys are always clowning me on that.
I mean, I'm trying to let you do your thing, not trying to jack with you right now.
I called you. I gave you the floor.
I mean, that's what I heard. I
mean, all I hear when he says that is, I like to put things in my hands.
Yeah, and to fill privates on Freedom Crew University, something about filling privates. Yes. I don't know, but all I hear. I'll take this out for 1 second. So I used to work at a gun store, right? And the shop that I worked at, when I started becoming more familiar with firearms, most of the people around me referred to them as weapons, right? But in a gun store, when you call them weapons, the dude trying to sell them to the general public is like, yo, don't call them weapons, okay? Right? So I'm like programmed that these are weapons, right? I carry I don't carry it as a fucking Christmas decoration, you know what I'm saying? I'm carrying this shit if I need to lay somebody down, of course, in self-preservation. But like it's a weapon, what? So each of you guys, what do you think about firearms being referred to as weapons?
Don't bother me. I mean, to me, they're a tool. Now they're a tool. You know what I'm saying? Like before, it was a part of just an extension of me because of what I did. But now it's like a tool. There you go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I look at it this way. I look at it this way. The person behind the tool is the weapon, not vice versa.
Yeah. Exactly,
so,
man.
That's just a tool. Anything can be used as a weapon. So you could use a rock as a weapon, but you yourself as the weapon, that's just a tool.
Yeah,
absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I told this one lady, during COVID, we had a lot of Democrats come into the shop and buy guns.
Yeah.
She's like, she's like, these, I really don't want to be getting into the whole weapon of war thing. I was like, lady, listen, let me rephrase that. I wanted to say that. That was my attitude down beneath. But I was like, well, honestly, man, the real weapon is the person. I said, your finger could be the weapon. Your knuckles are the weapon. The elbow is a weapon. I said, in some states, more people die from hands and feet than guns.
Oh yeah, God forbid that people of opposing values and beliefs hear facts and information that are different from what they think. And by the way, if you're up close on somebody, an elbow is devastating. Is absolutely devastating. You need to break a car window, elbow. This is not advice or anything. I'm just saying. Some
just throw the bows.
One little point, right?
Yeah.
If you know how to deliver it and move into it, it's like a high heel.
Yep. Dunzo. Yeah. If you
say this before we skip over it, Panda, you completely missed what he was saying. Completely missed what he was saying.
It wasn't in my house. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean.
Tell the truth, Panda.
Do you really know about it? Because dumpsters, that's what.
I was about to go there, but I was like, nah.
Oh, you
But no,
should have,
trash
man.
panda.
You should have.
So
do
actually,
it.
we can talk on that because trash pandas. I actually smashed in the skull of a trash panda before I left. So before I moved out of my last place,
Damn.
a raccoon decided to. I had
Your family. Sorry.
yeah. I sorry, your second cousin or something.
I expected more from you, dog.
I know, man. I know,
You,
but I
it
had
broke my heart, man.
I had a real issue with raccoons. I actually drew down on one because I didn't know what one was at one point. My first like close interaction with one, I would go out and I would walk on my deck. I had a huge deck, biggest deck in my neighborhood. All the MILFs loved my deck. They would ask me to send them pictures of my deck. They were like, "Man, Dark has a huge deck. Like, I want to put both my hands on his deck." And I'm just kidding. Let me stop. I'm just kidding. A little more deck jokes, dick pics. So I would go out on my deck at night, right? And I always got my flashlight on me. I always got my gun on me. And I go out and I hear like this like scurrying up the fence, but it's like pitch black out there. It's literally I live on a huge wood line, and the wood line is in the back of my house, the side of my house, and it went pretty deep. And I hear like this scurrying up the fence, and I don't know if it's a cat. I don't know if it's a raccoon. We had seen evidence of raccoons, our trash being open and sprawled out all over our property, but we didn't really have like we didn't see them right until I started seeing them on the cameras and stuff. But anyway, this thing bloop, pops up, and all I see is a shadow kind of peeking like over the fence. And I literally was like whipped out. It was a 19 with the TLR2, I think, at the time I was carrying, and I drew down on a raccoon and started yelling at it and giving it commands like it was gonna listen to me or have fear.
Let me see your fucking hands.
Yeah. And like he was just like just turned around and walked away, and I was like, man, I honestly, if I had a clear backdrop, I would no. But like at that point I was like, all right, this is getting bad. So 6, 8, 12 months go by. I mean, it is like a year of these fools like harassing us so bad, like trash every day. If you guys have ever had to pick up an entire huge like industrial sized trash can full of shit all over your yard,
Man.
like over and over and over, it is such a huge pain. And you're feeding them for free, right? And it's kind of funny because you see stuff like chemical like bottles chewed open. It's like, oh man, that dude is not gonna do well with this. And well, anyway, so one day, hot summer day, Virginia heat, a trash panda, a raccoon, decided to take residence in solace in my trash can. But what he found was his last meal, and he died in there, right? Now, at first, I walk out with my daughter to take out the trash because, kids, you got to keep them active, running around, doing stuff. So we go outside, and I open up the trash can, and I'm like, ah! The moment I saw him, I thought he was alive. And I tell my daughter to go back in the house. And then, of course, like then she comes back out, mom comes out, my wife comes out, and everyone's freaking out. I'm like, y'all, go back inside. Now I had this little baby shovel, right? Straight up metal shovel, wooden, it was a legit shovel, but it was a baby one. So I grabbed it and I'm like, this fool's dead. Like, he's got to be dead. And I peek open and I kind of look, I like shake the trash can, and he's just like, like moving. I'm like, all right, he's got to be dead. So I do what any, see, I couldn't tell. I'm like, I can't tell. His eyes are like, kind of, So I end up tipping the trash can up, and I tip him out. And the second I tip him out, I see his body go like this. He's like, and I'm like, oh my God, he's alive. He was not alive. Okay. So I took this shovel. I mean, I feel bad now. And I was like, thunk. And it just like smashed. Like if you've ever felt a skull, like it's like that sound. If you guys have ever gutted a deer, when you pull, I'm going to lose a lot of viewers if I go through this.
Yeah,
but it's
Peter?
like
Peter. Yeah, his name's DLD.
Right. Hey, this was self-defense, okay? Like when you're gutting a deer and you pull, like you open up the rib cage and you pull the heart and lungs on, it's just like that. Like, oh, like that was the sound of this dude's skull, or this raccoon's skull, just like.
I mean, I hear dude, not I believe that.
Yeah, let me stop. This wild animal that tried to kill. I mean, I thought he was like resurrecting, like Lazarus. He was just coming back to life, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So I don't know. Did you know him, Tactical Trash
I'm
Panda?
sorry, Tactical Trash Man.
Not
Yeah.
that one. No, I haven't. But
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I see them laying on the side of the road all the time where I'm at when I'm going into work and all that stuff. I feel bad for them. But
Is it
I
just
did
like
have a moment.
one single tear just drips down your
Yeah.
face?
I'll be driving. I'm like, no, Trash Panda. But
No.
no, but
Yeah, man.
I had a moment where I was taking out the trash at night, and it was dark, but I could tell there was something moving. I was like, is that a trash panda? Is this about time? Sure enough, it was a raccoon, but it kind of walked over the wall and snuck away as I was walking. I'm like, damn, of course, I don't have any snacks to try to feed it and make it my friend right now. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you
I-
trying to take a selfie with it, like Trash Panda?
hey,
I told
actually,
you the real
yes.
deal.
He's holding the little hand up, so it's giving him a high five.
Oh hell yeah!
He's trying to take a picture of it too.
Yeah,
So-
right.
Trash pandas love marshmallows for some reason. So I quickly run back inside, go to the pantry. I grab a couple marshmallows. I'm like, all right, I got my flashlight. Where's this thing at? I could not find it. It ran off.
They run, man. They run.
But
Even at the scent of a human, they'll be out of there.
So I did leave a couple marshmallows on the trash lid just for it to come back and have a little snack. I'm like,
Oh,
if
Let
I
me guess, the
can,
marshmallows were gone in the morning, right?
I don't know. I didn't check.
Yeah,
But
that's too funny, man.
then I was working in DC one day. I was at RFK, and I was at a job site out there, and I get there early enough, and there's this trash panda just sleeping above like some what do you call those roll down cage doors?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just snuck up there, and it was just snoozing the whole time. Like, man, I'm like,
Hey, he
oh
was
my
like,
God.
hey, you know where dark is at?
Yeah, where's my man's at? My man's trash can is on point. Oh, so
Yep.
earlier, I think what people were talking about is there was an FFL that was caught throwing like hundreds of guns into.
Yeah.
Where
a
was that?
dumpster.
Like, was it Wisconsin or something?
I think it was like Indiana or Ohio or something like that. I don't know. Do you guys recall?
I think it might have been Indiana.
No, they were supposed to be not functional either, but
Yeah.
apparently maybe some of them were.
Yeah. You know, it's funny if I took a bunch of my guns and just threw them in the trash, and I was like, you know, maybe some not cut up, not crushed, not because there are, you know, gay TF guidelines on you know, how to
Oh, it's got
destroy
a brace
receivers.
on it. Throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
They say
Yeah,
get rid of
right.
it, right? Throw it in the trash.
Yeah, you said destroy it. I thought that was the trash. Have you ever seen one of
Yeah,
those trash
exactly.
compactors?
Hey,
You know?
apparently that wasn't the first time too in that trash can. Apparently he
Yeah.
did that before, right?
Yeah, this is multiple times. There's actually a dude walking by. Well, it's reported that there was a dude walking by in an alley near a dumpster that was like, "Oh, hey, you just throwing these things away?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, can I take a few?" "Well, I can't just give them to you. I'm an FFL." And the guy was like, "Well, I'm just gonna hang them on my mantle." And he's like, "Okay." And you let the dude take a few non-firing firearms from an FFL. Like,
What a dumb.
it just doesn't make sense. And look, y'all know me. Like, I don't believe that any there should be any restrictions on anything at all in any type of firearms in the country or in the world for that matter. But you know, we also have to acknowledge the world that we live in, right? It's like, you know, it is what it is. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's. I hear you, man. I'm
Oklahoma.
on the same page.
Oklahoma.
I'm on the same page, but damn, dude, like you said, the times we live in, I know people that I do not want to have a gun. Like, I would be nervous if he was like, "Yo, I got a gun." I'm like, "Yo, for real? You got a gun, dude? Like, why?"
Like, I've seen you throw batteries at cars that cut you off, dude. I don't
Yeah.
trust you.
You know what I mean? So there's that fine line, man, like between a man's heart and a man's
Mhm.
God-given right. You know what I'm saying? Like what's in his heart. Some
Yeah.
people just have that evil in them, man.
You know, it's difficult, and I've
It
found
is.
myself in that same kind of place. And then the thing that's like competing in my mind is, you know, it becomes a privilege if people are restricted from a natural right, you know. So it's hard. It's hard to be like, I am a 100% absolutist, period, you know, because I understand that, and I came from that. Like, my thought process in the past was like, you know, if you asked me like, should felons have firearms in the past, I'd have been like, well, I mean, like, the violent ones shouldn't. But that's also like the reason. I don't believe that anymore. I think anyone should be able to own firearms if they go to jail for a felony and then they get released. And when they get released, they should be reunited with their property, whatever that property may be, you know, their home, their pets, firearms, whatever. And that's the reason that we have the ability you know, to carry as well. There's always going to be a fight with good and evil. I don't know, Panda, Sarge, what say you?
Don't ask me, because I've you know what I'm saying. I've been behind and saw the evil that people will do to each other. So
It's true.
it's hard for me to really say as an absolute that, oh yeah, violent people should have their guns back after
Yeah.
they committed a crime and then they went to jail, which they probably didn't get the actual, you know, sentence that they should
The
have
actual
got.
sentence. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, let's
That's,
just,
I think, one of the things that it's broken too, you know,
well,
is
no, I will tell you that yes, the system is broken for the fact that, like I've told you, the guy that tried to murder me and his wife called me out there to ambush me and kill me and my
yeah,
deputy, and he's free. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's
what
crazy.
kind of, if anybody can kill a law enforcement officer, call him out there to set him up and kill him. I mean, and then shoot his wife in the face. I mean,
Yeah, that's
what
some
kind of
cold
people?
shit.
Yeah, what kind of people are we dealing with on that? But I
Yeah.
mean, that's just my stance on it. Like, I don't think our judicial system does their job. They expect me to do mine, go out there, make the case, do it all by the book, so we can put them behind bars correctly. But yeah,
Yeah.
they don't want to do theirs. They just want to be like, well, you know, we want to win. So how do we get a win? Well, we'll plea it down. We'll take this violent felony and make it a misdemeanor, and you'll get, you know, 6 months to a year in jail, but you're going to be on probation for 10 years.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
if I know people can change, right? But
yeah,
there are some people that are just inherently evil. And,
Yeah.
you know, I've seen some evil, not anywhere remotely like close like you have, right? But I mean, yeah, it's a conundrum, you know.
yeah.
It's a
And
challenge.
that's the only problem like I have. I mean, some of these nonviolent crimes, like you getting a felony for, you know, having a little bit more marijuana than you should. Maybe you were selling it, whatever. But to me, they need to revamp some of the laws that we have. You know, there's
Yeah.
no reason why somebody like that should be even denied their right to vote
Yeah.
because they committed a felony. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I believe in different things, and that's kind of my set. But having done the job and been around those kind of people that are just the worst in society,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to want to say, yeah, when they're done, hey, good luck, man.
Good to
Hope you
go. Yeah.
enjoy having your firearm back that you just used to try to kill somebody.
Yeah,
You
you
know?
know, I think it's definitely if that piece of the, you know, what's supposed to be our justice system wasn't as broken, you know, I think it would be a little bit more realistic. But, you
Yeah.
know, I get it. I get it. It's you know, it's hard because I all so here's part of it. I used to be a dirtbag, right? And, you know, if I can, it's funny because I also like voted for Obama, right? So look who I was 15 years ago, y'all. I was a dirtbag that was doing drugs and voted for Obama, and then I hit the switch up
Yeah,
completely.
and it can
I'm-
happen. No, that's where
Yeah.
you're the example. I mean, look at me. I grew up in the system. My
Yeah.
whole freaking life grew up in the system. I had nothing, and I didn't get anything as far as any kind of moral compass until I joined the army. Right?
Yeah.
That was where I learned everything I needed to do to be a better person, because I didn't know about that. I didn't have a father to raise me or anything like that. So it's anybody can change, and I agree. They need to be able to show that they've changed. I mean, you want to get your stuff back, don't be a menace. Like, you get out and you're good for a year, and then all of a sudden now we're robbing banks or sticking up people or shooting at people or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to justify that piece. But I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, that's me. That's my opinion on it, and it's just
I'm with you.
through my experience. I'll say that.
I'm with you. What do you think, Panda?
I mean, my beliefs aren't too far from Sarge on that, because our system is really jacked up. Like, they let felons off, and honestly, you get non-violent people getting hit with some bullshit charges, getting locked up longer than some of these violent crimes have. So really, like, people do change. And just look at, like, honestly, like, you can get a felony for certain things that you don't even know it's actually a felony. Like, if you get caught,
Yeah,
Well,
child support being one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delinquent
So-
child support. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
since you can't pay for your kid because maybe that's a personal decision for some people, or you just can't because it's outrageous. Like, how do you expect to live? Now
And the system for
you
that.
can't have a firearm because of that. I mean, yeah, I don't believe in all that jazz.
Yeah, and
I mean,
that's
there's better ways of handling stuff than that.
Yeah.
I always kind of
Like-
just add one thing. Not to interrupt, Panda. Just want to add one thing. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
used to correlate, like, when you hear like, oh, somebody owes child support or pays child support. I used to like correlate that almost with like a negative check on somebody's like morality, right? Like, oh, that's a child that they don't have or a father that doesn't have the child in their life, or like whatever. But personally, me going through the separation recently, like, we in the conversation with like in court, like, we're talking, like, I'm signing like an agreement that's like, holy shit, like, if I make a mistake, like, my ass will go to jail. Like, so if something like that happens during this like system, like, during like, it's something that could still potentially be broken within the system that could cause somebody to get in trouble or go to jail. There's also one other thing I'll add that and I don't know if this is a state thing in Virginia, or if like if this is in other states or federally. I don't know, right? But at least where I live, what they would say is you could get one misdemeanor, right? Let's say you get one misdemeanor for well, let's use carrying a handgun without a permit or something in Virginia. Okay, let's say you get a misdemeanor for that. If you get a second consecutive misdemeanor, so the same exact misdemeanor within I think it's a 36-month time period, so a 3-year time period, then you cannot purchase a handgun through an FFL for 5 years.
Wow.
How crazy is that,
For
right? And it's
misdemeanors.
for 2 consecutive misdemeanors, and it's not.
I mean, are they
it's not a
specific
felony.
misdemeanors, like violent misdemeanors, like family violence or something like that?
Nope, you
So
could
that
get
doesn't
caught
make
with
any
weed
sense.
twice. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get caught with weed twice, and you can't buy a handgun. It doesn't say
Yeah.
you can't lawfully own one. It just says that you cannot purchase a handgun. Virginia's got some weird shit about handguns. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, we used to be like, I think in the top like 13 of most friendly firearm states in the United States, and then I don't know, over the past 3 years things have just kind of
Well, it's
changed.
changing. I mean, think
Yeah.
about it like this: like, we'll just say for Texas, for instance. I mean, it almost, to me, went purple, which was very, very because it's a very conservative state. But you have Austin, And that's what happened to places
Yep.
like Colorado. Denver took over, and Denver's like the seat. They won that whole state. It doesn't matter
Yep.
what you say or do. So just trying to keep it out of that cancer out of the free states is
it's tough.
that's the hard part. Yeah.
Because with Virginia, like the whole DMV area, you got Marylanders, you got DC people. Like that area in Northern Virginia alone is just so like blue that they and they overpopulate the rest of Virginia. That's the problem. And then you got Richmond. You got Richmond too, which is predominantly blue. So those cities are outweighing everybody in between, which are gun friendly.
Yeah, and then the hilarious thing is that like the rest of Virginia, like if you take out like the little like top of Virginia, and then of course you got DC, Maryland, Virginia, but the whole rest of Virginia is red as a mofo, like the whole shit. But it's the city and you know, higher in suburban areas.
The same with Maryland too, is because like you got the portion that's close to DC, and then you got Baltimore, and those two areas dictate the rest of Maryland.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because a lot of people, like I grew up really close to DC, and even though I was in Virginia, which is, you know, I would call firearm friendly. Would you call Virginia firearm friendly, Trash Panda?
I would. I mean, way more friendly than Maryland.
Oh yeah, it's totally different spot. But like in that area, because we were so close to DC, the I guess thought process and the thought of just firearms as a whole kind of bled over into that area. And I think Maryland has a lot of this too, especially outside of DC and Northern Virginia. It's like guns are just for cops and robbers. You know, it's like guns are for good guys and like cops and bad guys, and that's it. And that was kind of my thought of it. I loved guns. Even as a kid, I would like be making little Gatling guns out of toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls and shit like that, you know. But like and my family always called me crazy for that. Now they're all buying guns, food, mags, water, and you know, ammo and shit like that. So it's just kind of interesting. But
so back to felonies, it's like as a Virginia resident, you can carry in state, but now you have to go to work in Maryland or DC, or you're just gonna visit family in Maryland or DC, and you forget your firearm on you while you cross state lines. That's a felony right there.
Yep. So, if you get caught with a loaded hand, like you can make a wrong turn real quick out there, and whether it's, you know, go too far down 495, or you're in Alexandria, you take a right turn and you're whoops on 395
DC.
You can't turn around there, y'all. You can't.
No.
And if you stop right there on the border, what's going to happen? You're going to get pulled over. So I actually had a dude. Hey, what's up, M16? Good to see you, bro. He taught a cat how to poop in a toilet, a human's toilet, and it's on YouTube, and it is hilarious. But yeah, I mean, all this is kind of crazy. But let's before we get too far down the bunny trail, let's talk about like you know, carry guns and like kit, right? So like if the guns that you carry, and then like the guns that you would grab if you were going like full end of the world kit kind of thing. So and I'll just kind of hit mine really quickly, and then you know we'll pass the baton. For you guys, still good on time for a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. So for me personally, my like daily carry is a Glock 43X. I mean, sometimes I will rock the 19X in a shoulder holster. I know a lot of people don't like the shoulder holster, but hey, it is void space that you could totally put to use on your body. And I actually still have the 43X in my waistband anyway, for some odd reason. But so yeah. So
I mean, why do that and just carry a bag at this point? You know what I'm saying? Just sling it.
It's just on my body. You know, it's not gonna come off, be removed, be taken from me. you know, and I'm not totally opposed to carrying in a sack.
Yeah.
I just, you know, it's just kind of preference. But it's kind of the shoulder holster. I think is more like a secondary thing for me, right? I don't know. I'll rock
I just
it
worry
for
about access. So think
yeah.
about it. It's cold out, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of jacket do you wear?
So I'll usually do a hoodie half zipped, and then I'll
Hoodie.
throw like a
Okay.
vest or jacket over it. So I'll make sure that I can still access. So I can still draw. I've gotten to sub 2 seconds with the shoulder holster, but access is the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I could never put like a pull up over. I've seen people wearing a shoulder holster wearing like a pull up a pullover hoodie, and I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, like that's crazy. That's so much work. If you can't get to it in 2 seconds or less, like firing your first shot in 2 seconds or less, it's not a carry worthy system.
Right.
For driving, the only time I would say shoulder holster and like ankle holster are even an option is like driving, where your physical like position of you being seated gives you closer access to the gun. But you know, aside from that, it's just kind of a an ornament, you know. But real quick, so typically 43x with the shield arms, 20+1, 20 round mag in it, and then a 15 round mag on the offset, a goon beam on the pocket, OC spray right next to it, so these two kind of live right next to each other, and then I'll carry my just set down my knife. But the Cold Steel Black Talon 2 is my typical carry. And then if I was gonna, that's just like my EDC stuff. If it was like, oh damn, shit's popping off, I'm getting my level 4 plates and my 10.3 inch 5.56 with that binary trigger and a can on it, and the primary arms Cyclops, the 1x red dot. That shit's fire. And then I took the Glock out of my shit hit the fan kit, and I've now converted all of my gear, everything, the Safari Land holster, the all of that to the Beretta M9A3. That's my new, like, you know, bad day gun. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a good one.
yeah. So who's next? Who wants to go next?
That up.
All right,
Shogun.
we'll go in order.
Yeah.
So EDC, yeah, 43X with the optic on it. Right now, it's got the shield optic on it, but don't like it, so I'll throw a Hollow Sun on there soon. Or yeah, Hollow Sun.
Nice.
Always have a Quran bit on me. Usually have a light on me as well, but my EDC is pretty simple, man. I did just buy a Vertex bag for my laptop that I plan on, you know, hooking up because I want off body and on body, right? Like when I'm out there, I don't want one or the other. I want both, right?
Yeah.
And
There you go.
yeah, right. And yeah, you know, I tried, like, I used to be that guy that would always walk around with LA police gear pants, you know, and I'd have fucking light, you know, you just like this guy, like
He's got a gun.
You know, yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
So now I'm a little bit more gray man, you know. I guess if it was a shit hit the fan scenario, I guess what context, you know, if I'm bugging in, um, I love the 300 blackout, man, and you know what,
Yeah.
I want to hit you hard. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're coming to my fort, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to hit you hard, right? Not saying a 5.56 don't do the job, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And plus, I love the idea that it's suppressed. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about my ears or people's ears next to me or whatever. Some people say, you know what? When you're in a firefight, you might not even.
Yeah, a bulletproof mullet, actually.
Fucking Banshee. Chief Instructor, Banshee goes boom.
Don't forget the Randy Savage shades.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? My thing is, yeah, some people say when you fire a gun, it's either, you know, your hearing goes out or it doesn't. you know, or you get tunnel vision or you don't. Like everybody responds to that traumatic, you know, event differently, right? When it comes to the senses. But anyways,
Yeah.
300 blackout, I want to hit you hard. And if I need to switch to a 5.56, then, you know, I got one on standby. But I like short, compact, mobile, quick, agile setups. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like trying to find that balance between firepower and mobility. You know, like what are you going to carry around a saw, but now you're like can't move and you're like a slow target. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And yeah, I just got that ninja mentality, man. Like I want to be silent. Like I want you, you know, I hit your boys. And you're like, where the hell did that come from? You
Yeah,
know,
right.
Sonic 220 grain. If it's, you know, I don't believe in leaving shit hits the fan scenarios. I
Yeah.
don't believe like bug out. If you got to, then you got to. But
Yeah, if you're forced out.
yeah, in that case, 1022, you know, so I could hunt some small game and, you know, eat, and I can carry a shit ton of ammo. And then a 5.56, 10.5, or 11.5 with a 300 blackout upper just in case.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, if I sold all my 300 blackout stuff just because I didn't have the ammo to, I was so focused on stacking up, you know, 5.56 ammo, 9mm ammo, 22, 12 gauge, like just like I got like 5 like of the standard calibers, you know,
right.
in the armory.
Yeah.
But and CNT Designs at Arms, just to answer your question. So prior to switching to the 43X, I rotated between 3 guns that were 100% built by me. Those were my EDCs. And you're right, most people don't carry guns that they built. But if they pass all the tests and they're safe and reliable, all day I'll carry like all of these guns except one up there that I haven't fired yet. Has passed the test. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Who wants to take next? You want to do rock paper scissors or
What?
rock paper scissors?
What?
Good.
No.
Come on, Walker.
No, I'll go. I don't care. So I carry
You rocking a 48 still?
I cross carry. So I have Glock days and I have SIG days because I'm fancy. Right.
Okay.
So my Glock days, I love my Glock 48. Nobody's gonna touch that one. That one's something else, man. But yeah, so I appendix carry my Glock 48, shield arms 20s. That's what I run on those. I also carry sling, so I'll sling up a full size G17, or I have my 17 long, and I want something big. I go big, you know. So secondary, I do my 365 XL appendix as well, and I'll change it out. Sometimes I want to run the Icarus Precision Grip, or now I've got the macro, or whatever I want to do. Bob, it's a 9mm. Sorry, I saw his question pop up. Yeah, so I changed my holsters. They were HCM, but I'm lasering my logo on my stuff. So
Yeah, I had to show the this relic. It's relic of the and I honestly,
get
man, super grateful for this because no one will ever have another one of these. And this is for the 48 with the 407 507K cut that
TLR
actually
7.
Yep, TLR7 sub that actually has a guard built. Look,
Yep.
I'll let you talk about it, but I have
Yeah,
never had a holster that is built like this, man. Ever. It's incredible. But
they are
yeah,
nice. I
we'll
got
talk more
one
about that.
too, but mine's got the Shogun Customs branding all over.
Yeah, look at him.
Dang,
That's
fancy.
Yeah,
So-
the 48 is like a 43X with you know, extended
it's
sliding
basically
barrel.
a Glock 19 that's a slim.
Yeah. I kind
That's
of
all
think
it is.
like it's like a micro 34. You know what I mean? It kind of has that like look
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, it's good. My 365 XL, I rotate what grip I want depending on if it's hot or cold or whatever. Because sometimes, you know, you don't want a Icarus grip that's all metal touching your skin in the wintertime. It gets a little chilly. And then I'll carry my Flux Raider in my bag.
Nice.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of like my SIG stuff.
Mm.
And then
No,
I guess my go to war, I'm wearing a war belt. I usually run 2 rifle, 2 pistol, and then I'm wearing my plate carrier, and it's just straight slick, as slick as I can get it. I'll throw rifle mags on it, throw a couple pistol mags on the side, have my medic kit and my little bleeder kit, my blowout bag, whatever else kind of strapped in different places.
yeah.
My helmet with my nods, and then running
Hey.
I run 16s. I am working on a 12 and 3/4 CQB gun that we're going to try to work with my suppressor and see if we can get it kind of covered up by the handguard and not have to worry about if I take it off, it's going to blow open everything. So we're trying to figure that out right now, trying to test it out, see what we can do. But I want something a
Nice.
little bit smaller so that way if I'm clearing, which is kind of my specialty is CQB, that I'm good to go. I can get in and out. I can run a 16-inch gun. I mean, I started my career, I was carrying an M16A2 in Iraq.
20-incher.
20-inch, the old A2.
That's what my
Lucky.
cousin was carrying in there.
I got lucky, and I had the aim point, the M68 CCO, when they first were starting to issue to us line guys, and it was they mounted it on the charging handle, or not the charging handle, the carry
The
handle
carry
that was
handle.
fixed. Yeah, so it
Oh,
comes
nice.
across and it goes down in front, so that way you can co-witness your rears with your dot. DB, I'm running PVS 14s. I got EOTechs.
Dang, I don't know. I thought I had one. I think what I have is the old Comp M4.
Yeah, so that kind of came after.
Yeah.
The nomenclature, it was based off that, but the M68 CCO was that. It was the M4 comp, basically.
Oh,
And
really?
then they started upgrading it, and now you've got the AA battery, and now we're on the M4, M5s, and all that stuff. So, but yeah, just 16-inch gun suppressed, hooked up with my night stuff for now until I get that 12 and 3/4 done, and then we'll go from there. But
I like that length.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it'll be good because you can run mid-length with it.
That's
So that
exactly.
length right there, you can run mid-length gas, which is
Yep.
it'll make it a soft shooter. And then plus, because I'm a weirdo, in case you guys didn't know, I shoot right-handed pistol and left-handed rifle because I'm left-eye dominant.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, so I run it like that, and it's easy for me to do transitions as far as switching from rifle to pistol and vice versa and all that stuff. But
Yeah, imagine.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I can hold both of them up if I have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
you got a little
If you
shorty,
go-
man.
If you go dry on the rifle, yeah, and just quick transition, grab.
yeah, I can still hold on to this gun while I'm going for the other one and press it out. I mean, it's
Yeah. Are y'all rocking slings on your long guns?
yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of slings y'all rock?
I got VTACs. That's
Nice,
what I
me
run.
too.
VTACs.
Yeah,
Dude,
love those.
hey, I'm rocking the War Poet sling.
Oh,
You
really?
would. You
I
would.
like, dude. Hey, yeah, I like it, man. Because you know what I like about it? It's got that bungee in there, and it just makes it nice to push out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You keep it tight, but then you could push out, because it's
yeah, but the thing is you haven't worked CQB. When you start messing with stuff and you start adding extra stuff and you're trying to manipulate a rifle in a close quarter environment where you're going to have to either go high or you're going to have to keep it low, everything changes with the way that you're moving that rifle. So one little hiccup could cause you to have issues. So, I mean, for an out in the open type thing, I think it has its use, man. It really does.
I actually ran 2 CQB classes in 1 month with that sling. Fine.
Yeah. I always kind of felt like
Yes.
I always kind of felt like slings with either single
CNT.
points or slings with bungees, or for like sub guns, or like I got a little Serbu Super Shorty, the 6.5-inch barrel, 12 gauge. Um,
Mm.
you know, that kind of works. But then I realized that HK clips were just the original OG of the single point to 2-point sling. When I realized they had that little hole to clip the two together. And you know what? I'm sorry. I think Trash Panda. I think we're pushing past your time, so I want you to be able to go too.
It's all
So,
good.
yeah. So
All good.
what are your two kind of setups?
All right. So everyday carry. I carry the G26 P80 build that I built out because I
Hell yeah.
trust it. It's tried and true. So I don't carry anything until I've actually had some range time with it. But I've had plenty with that one. That's what I carry. I like that because I can carry the 10-round flush mag. I got a Pure Script +2 on one, and I even have the Strike Industries +5 on another one. So I got 15. So that's usually what I carry as a backup mag.
Mm.
And I'll carry the one with the Pure Script +2 in the holster. So there you go.
Yeah,
There you
this
go.
one's for a Glock 33, but same kind of thing.
Same concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but if anything was to hit the fan, I mean, I would still grab my 26, but my go-to would be my 19 build, and that one I trust with my life as well. And I would grab a couple 33 round stick mags along with that, just to have in my cargo pockets. But
Yeah.
I mean, my rifle setup would most likely be an AR-15, although I do like the AK as well for close quarters. But
Yeah.
you never know what SHTF is going to hit until it happens. So
Yeah.
depending on the situation is kind of where you swap out your gear, in case, but usually Glock and AR-15.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
agree.
go-tos.
Yeah. And I think so. Chuck Norris says nobody carries a shotgun. I think all of us have a shotgun that we could grab, right? Like,
Yeah.
but there's just something about, in my opinion, and I'd love to hear y'all's opinion on it too. Shotguns are one of the most versatile firearms in
Hell yeah.
They
existence,
are.
and they're also one of the most limited firearms when it comes to range. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you
Yep.
get damn good with rifle slugs.
Okay,
It's true.
so with the right ammo, you could go past 100 yards with a rifled slug.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they'll still be
Agreed. Yeah.
lethal. But I mean, that's still short distance. But urban environment, that's still pretty decent.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, that amount of kinetic energy going into a liquid medium like flesh, for an example,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you're putting some serious energy onto a target. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
The only downsides to it are, I mean, there's so many upsides to it. So we've kind of gotten into this little debate before. Shotguns are incredibly versatile. I mean, you could literally hunt squirrels with it. You could, I mean, of course, you talk like you can get the adapters and shoot whatever with it, right? But even aside from that, right? Let's say you could shoot, 7.5, 8-shot bird loads out of it. You could shoot, number 4 buck, double aught buck, 2 3/4, 3-inch. You could shoot rifled slugs, high velocity copper rifle slugs, all sorts of stuff. But you can't fight, like, you do have limited capacity. You also have you're going to have to go pump, or a gas system that may be picky on ammunition, and of course the distance thing. But for close in shit, I mean, hey, shotguns are arguably, if you
Yeah.
hit your target, one of the best firearms out there. But I don't know. I don't have time.
What was
They're
that thing
fun.
that Dang.
Clint Smith said.
Clint
Pistols,
Smith, yeah.
yeah,
Put
pistols put
holes in people, rifles put
rifles
holes
put
through
holes through.
people,
Shotguns
shotguns
will
will
forcibly
fucking leave.
remove a chunk of shit from your opponent to where they'll
Yep.
have to have him come and clean it up with a shovel.
Mhm.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, it's brutal. I once met a dude. No, I didn't meet him, but I saw a dude running on a. There's a nature area. Maybe offline, I'll tell you, and you'll be like, "Oh, snap! Like I know where you are." There's a nature area where some people run and work out and stuff. And I saw him several times, and he was running, getting his cardio in. His whole jaw, all the way, his whole lower jaw was gone. Like he had a flap under his gums. Ended up talking to him one day, and he was like, "Yeah, it was a self-inflicted shotgun wound that he had admittedly had
missed.
done
Like
incorrectly."
Yeah. I've worked one of those where they blew off everything all the way up
Mm.
through here. Lost one of their eyes, but they lived, and they were trying to kill
Oh,
themselves. So,
Damn,
yeah.
dude.
yeah.
And then I've seen the ones where they got it right, and it was just canoed out.
Bro.
Shotguns are destructive as fuck,
Yeah.
man. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you know what? I think they're the funnest ones to run. To be honest,
Oh yeah.
I had a Beretta 1301 tactical that I sold and should have never sold it, but
Those
I
are
remember,
great guns.
yeah, I remember I did this 3-gun once, and the most fun I had was the shotgun courses, man. I think Sarge, I showed you, right? Yeah, I showed Sarge one of them, but yeah, dude, those things. I mean, you get the dual feeds down. You know, you grab 2 shells at a time, and if you work on that shit, you can load pretty quickly. And the cool thing about the pump is you can shoot and load at the same time. You know, boom, boom. Yeah,
Dude,
it's like the Call of Duty reload.
yeah, I mean, if you're mastering a shotgun, mastering breech loading, super quick. Like you could just throw rounds in your pocket and blindfolded, when you grab them, if it's brass on the bottom, reach it under and drop it in. If it's brass on top, reach it over and drop it in. If you can master breech loading when you are dry on ammo, you can top it off. Keep that is like such an important fundamental of shotguns.
There was one course we were going through. It was deep ass sand. It was fun, but we were going through sand and targets on the left and the right, and you're going through, and man, it was in the heart of summer, right? And everyone's going through it, and they're like, dude, you better carry a lot of ammo. So all of us were dumping shells into every pocket we had, and sure enough, dude, by the time you get through that course, man, I want to say it was like
you're dropping
20.
shells everywhere.
Yeah, dude. There was a couple people that were dropping shells because the ground, the sand, you're sinking in the sand and shit. But it was like 20, 30 rounds. I can't really recall, to be honest, but it was a lot of rounds. I was going through the course like, fuck, I hope I don't run out.
That's cool.
But, yeah.
You guys ever use the speed strips? You know how you got speed strips for like a 38, 357? They're nice and flat, so they sit in your pocket really well. They're a little bit slower than the traditional speed loaders, but those are circular, bulky, and whatnot. The speed strips are kind of cool because even though it takes an extra second, you can put 6 of them in your pocket, and it may look like you have 1 or 2, speed loaders in there. But you got to go in. So what I do, I use them 2 at a time, break them off, 2 at a time, break them off, right? Well, I found out that Bianchi, who makes those speed strips, they make them for shotguns. Now, there's no real way, unless you're like loading like a double barrel, like or coach gun or double barrel or over under or something like that. There's no real way to use them like from a functional standpoint, like you can the speed strips for a revolver. But just to carry ammo on a strip like that and be able to pop them off or throw them in a bag or whatever, that's it's a cool thing. So if you guys look them up, speed strips, kind of like a moon clip. Yeah, it depends on the application. For the I could probably go grab some real quick, but for the shotguns, it's just like storing ammo wherever a shotgun may live. The SMBs, the SMB 15 pellet, and I think it's 1536 caliber 3-inch. Dude, the powder is like this far past the max dram line on it. I mean, those things are crazy, and they're see-through. You can see all the pellets. They're nuts.
Yeah, hitting.
Yeah, yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I miss my shotgun, man. I definitely got to get one again. I'm shotgunless right now.
Oh man, whenever
I grew up. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. There you go.
I grew up hunting with a Mossberg 500, and I loved it. It's just now I'm wondering if I should go with a Remington 870 or
Yes.
a Mossberg
Yes.
590.
Yes, to
I
both.
like the Mossbergs, man. I like the Mossbergs because of the safety.
I like them too. Not just the safety, but it depends. Like, I mean, the
I'm an 870
Remington
guy
safety
all
is
day.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't like
870s.
that little. I don't like that little flap underneath the 870s. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you're loading it up from the bottom. Mossberg doesn't have that little flap.
Yeah, the system is a little different. For anyone getting a shotgun, I always say get a Remington 870, and then once you have one of those, then you can get a Mossberg.
Dude, that's what I ran the 3-gun with the Mossberg.
I love them. I still run them. I got a 590 that I love.
The loading gate. There you go. CNT designs.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this one. Like the old school 870 Magnum receivers, those are where it's at for Remington. Like the 870 Magnum receivers, they are so buttery smooth. If you can get like a used like police department trade-in or something, get one.
Yeah.
The newer, for a while, the newer 870s were some trash. I would see like rust in them and everything out the box, but I don't know how they look now. Like
part of the issue with them is that they run plastic. I mean, their trigger groups are plastic, which is crazy because the Mossberg receivers are aluminum, but the 870 receivers are steel, and it's like, hey man, you guys are really putting some time and energy and effort and money into your longevity. Oh, it's plastic in here. You're like, what the fuck? That doesn't work.
Hey, aren't the 590 A1s though? Aren't those steel receivers on the Mossbergs?
It could be. I don't know. Sarge, you know about that?
Chat, anybody?
What's that?
The 590 A1s, aren't those steel receivers?
I think they're still aluminum.
Really?
Yeah, I thought they all they all were aluminum, but I could be wrong.
I mean, that would be a first for me to see a steel receiver.
Yeah. But look, I'm down with Mossbergs. I own a Mossberg and own an 870, and both go bang every single time. It's something about manual pump shotguns. They're just a wonderful thing.
Yeah. I'm not thinking they were steel for some reason. I'm getting confused.
Yeah, they're fun. They definitely are attention grabbers when you pump that thing.
Yeah. Especially that little 6.5-inch barrel AOW. That thing is crazy. Yeah. Shooting 3-inch slugs out of that thing. That's crazy.
I like the Stogers. Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah. I always wanted to get a little side-by-side Stoger. They make one that's actually nickel and cherry wood. It's gorgeous. I always wanted to get one of those and then SBS that thing and yank, make a little Mad Max out of it.
Yeah. When Smith & Wesson came out with their M&P shotgun, you know which one I'm talking?
Yeah, the DP,
like the 2 feet tubes.
Yeah.
That thing looks badass, but I don't know how it runs. Need to do some research on those too. Those things look pretty badass, but they're only like more defensive shotguns. They're not really versatile.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's so many other companies. Well, there are other companies that did a pretty good job with like the dual tubes. I think I'd probably be more more apt to get a KSG than that M&P one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because other people have done research for me. You know.
Yeah. No, you're
I
right.
like the KSG. We sold a lot of those in when I was in California.
The KSG is Cali legal?
Yeah.
Dang.
So there's no, so in California when it comes to long guns, other than ARs, you can pretty much get any shotgun. You know what I mean? Like like pump action, as long as it's not semi-automatic, like it's pump action, you can get one that holds 100 rounds. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's pump. As soon as it
Yeah.
gets into semi-automatic, then you start getting into, you know, a fully semi-automatic. When you get
Fully
into-
semi-automatic.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's when it gets, you know, oh, you can't have a, you know, collapsible stock. Oh, you can't have it with the pistol grip. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
becomes nonsense, man. I hated selling guns out there. Stupid.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I will say I don't own a semi-auto shotgun because every single person that I know that owns one talks about how much of a pain in the ass it is to find the right loads that'll actually run the bolt. You can only shoot
Dude,
high
that
brass.
Beretta's got everything. Never had an issue.
I heard that the 1301, right?
Yeah.
I heard that thing will run anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd probably grab that. Would probably be one of the semi-autos I would grab. And the game changer, the thing that changed like everything, my outlook on like a shotgun as like a fighting long gun, like we were kind of talking about that, right? When I saw James Reeves, I used to like make fun of people that would have a Velcro shell carrier on the side of their receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a side saddle. I'm like, Velcro, like who would put Velcro on their gun, right? And then one day I saw James Reeves dumping his shotgun, bum 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 bum. He reloaded from the side saddle, right? And then he ripped it off, threw it away, took one out of his kit, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
makes
that's
sense.
why. Yeah.
Yeah, like that makes total sense. I could buy like 6 of them, throw them in my plate carrier in the AR slots, right? And then boom, you got okay. So now we're getting somewhere. So that makes sense. I mean, so I don't want to write off a shotgun, right? Like I said, a shotgun has so many positives. I mean, it is a remarkably versatile weapon, firearm.
And dude,
But
you know what? Those 1301s are lightweight, dude. They're super lightweight.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, J-Dub, J-Dub in a tub says M4 runs anything and everything. See, I've heard a lot of people that have like military dudes, law enforcement dudes that have had nothing but incredible, like what do you call it? Experiences with them. But then I talked to some of my friends that got them, and they're like, "Dude, I've had nothing but problems with this $2,000 shotgun." You know, I went and bought like the H2O. And got the Italian collapsible stock on it with that like kind of brushed chrome finish. Incredible shotguns, but they've had issues with it. CRS had some issues with it, but I don't know. Maybe maybe it was just a lemon, or maybe they were doing something wrong or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that with any firearm. I mean, think about it. You have all these people that have this positive experience, and then you have one or two that are like, nah, I'm good. So,
Yeah.
Man,
What
I
kind of
bought
shotguns did you run?
a
Sorry.
tactical. Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna
Bought
say
a
I bought a
tactical.
Tactical Solutions 22, and it was a damn lemon. I ended up going back to the gun store and giving it back to him. It was having issues. And that's high-end 22.
And I was just about to bring up 22 pistols. I mean, they're very finicky on ammo. Like,
Yeah.
even from the factory, some manufacturers tell you which ammunition to use specifically in that firearm.
It's like only run 40 grain CCI standard pressure.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Yeah.
dang, I didn't get to read this before I bought it.
Like, I got a Vantage Arms conversion kit for the Glock, and they had a recommendation list because I did try that ammunition that they said, and it ran fine. But then I was like, well, I wonder. I got some of this ammo too. Let me see if they'll run that. Nope, it was like a bolt action, like bang, rack the slide back, bang, rack the slide back. So
Are you running a can on any of your
22s.
22 pistols?
I don't own any cans yet. I need to get one. I need
That
to
that
fill out
solves a
the
lot
forms.
of issues sometimes. Like if like typically it may not run those, but with the additional back pressure of a can, Sarge, are you having experiences like that?
No, I mean, I have the Glock 44 where everybody's like bitching about it. They're like, "Oh, it's
Mhm.
a piece of trash." I got mine first run. I don't have any issues with it.
Really?
Yeah, none at all. I haven't had.
I-
It all comes down to loading the magazine properly,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Wait, what
I mean,
issues
I'm
are
getting ready to test out a new slide for it. That's
what issues
RMR
are
cut
they,
wells. What's that?
what issues are they having with the Glock 34?
That it was jamming and it wasn't loading properly, so they're having fail to feed, fail to fire, all these other little nuances. And then
He's talking
they
about
were
the
talking
Glock
about
44,
the Glock
the
44.
22.
Oh, I thought
No,
34. I was like, this is
no,
new to me.
Glock
Gotcha.
Now,
44.
so I think Tim from Military Arms Channel did a video on that years ago when it first came out, and you really had to load the ammunition
Yeah.
specifically in a way where it
Well, I
wasn't
mean,
going to
all you
cause
have to
jams.
do is use exactly what the magazine's used for. Just like you load any other 22 mag. You got to hold the little tabs on the side, pull it down, drop the round
Mhm.
in, let it go, let it shoot back up to the top, and then
Mhm.
stick the other one in. It's the same thing. It's 10 rounds, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. But that was
So,
my gripe with the 44 is like you have all that mag space. Why did they make it
why 10
into a
rounds?
thing? Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
about the
And
same thing, but man, double stack 22s are tricky, man. Lots of
Yeah.
things that could
So
go
I got the
wrong.
18 round Pro Mags that I'm going to try out with this new slide and see how it. I've got some testing to do, so we'll see how it turns
well,
out. And if they're a good option, then I'll definitely recommend them.
I was thinking about getting the Taurus TX22. Now I don't own any Tauruses, but the TX22 for a long time stood out to me. But now you have the SIG P322 as well. I haven't done any research on that, but that also kind of stands out just because of the mag capacity on those things.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, and there's so many people out there that have run them and said, "Hey, this will eat anything."
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's definitely an option. I personally got the Glock 44 because I wanted a 22 counterpart to train with, right?
Right.
Because 22 is
Right.
cheaper. And especially when you're talking about a SWAT team that we have to worry about the budget that we have within the sheriff's department. So we have to play what we got. So if I'm going to train, I need to train efficiently. That's why I run, 22 9 mil and then 223 5.56 for my rifle. Right? I'll run all those up, and I'll run more 22 than I will 9, but I'll run more 9 than I run the 223 5.56. Because by the
Yeah.
time I get to that last thing, I've had enough times pulling the trigger and enough time engaging targets that I'm good to go. So I wanted that crossover with the pistol.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
And that's why I did get the conversion kit for the Glock. I think I bought it before the 44 really got popular
Yeah.
or came out, but I have also been looking at the CMMG the conversion kits for the
Conversion
AR
kit.
as well.
That's what I was going to ask you guys, if you guys have kind of got into the 22 conversion. I've heard a lot of people be like, "Yo, don't shoot 22s through your 5.56 barrel," but I mean, they're both basically, 6 millimeter ish. I don't know. I don't know
They-
enough about it.
all right, so some people say that it clogs up the gas tube, but then there's people that say after you're done shooting the 22, just run a couple 223 or 5.56 out of it, and it cleans it right out. I guess it's personal preference. I'm not sure. I know Sarge, you run a MMP 22. Just
Yeah, 1522. That's what I run. I mean,
yeah,
if I could get a CMMG one, that would be close to what I'm running, I would definitely look at that as an option. As far as the upper, that's all I need is the upper. I don't really need anything else,
yeah.
So
because I can
this
slap it on my shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the idea. Like this CMMG conversion kit for $200, you get the BCG. It can also be run with full auto or binary, as long as the system has a similar sear engagement.
Yeah.
It's got like a little slide piece you can put under to trip the sear for those, you know, SOTs and full auto guys and
Mm-hmm.
people with binary triggers like your boy.
Mm-hmm.
But the $200 kit is a BCG and a magazine, and it'll turn any M4, AR, M16, whatever,
Yeah.
into a 22 LR. And that's been tempting. That's been tempting.
I can't justify it because I want to be able to grab something and go.
Yeah.
Then just start pulling out stuff. If I can just throw an upper on it, I'm good. Or if I got a whole gun, I'm good, and it's set up just the way I want it, so it mimics my other weapon. I mean, it'd be nice to just slap it in there and go because you can mimic it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I guess I'm kind of leery of slapping some kind of 22 style bolt into my AR.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And I guess for like the clogging up the gas system kind of thought, like, dude, I've been running thousands and thousands of rounds through my 10.3 inch. It's kind of a Frankenstein, right? It's like a 10.3 inch Colt barrel with an LWRC lower with a BCM upper and BCM um, uh, BCG and all. It's like a mix of all this stuff, right? But I have almost only shot it suppressed. And if on binary, and I don't even know how many rounds I got through it, like if I have not, you know, carboned that gas system up like enough with that, I know 22 is dirty, but the blowback from a can on a 5.56, and I wasn't even taking my BCG apart to clean it. I mean, it was embarrassing, y'all. I'm sorry. All right, I don't mean to let anyone down, but it was bad. A couple questions, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. So somebody asked, "What
I'm
about?"
already at my time, so
Yeah, sorry, y'all. Sorry, I could talk all day. So somebody asked, "What about a Polymer 80 22 LR?" I've seen it done. I've seen it done a bunch of times. Like Tactical Solutions
Well,
makes that kit,
yeah.
right?
well, I run my Advantage Arms on my P80 frame, and it works just fine.
Advantage. That's right.
Yeah.
Advantage. Arms.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's TST and Advantage
Yeah,
Arms.
they both make
You're
it.
right.
They both make
Okay.
conversion
Okay.
kits. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't recall. I remember the Advantage Arms. I see those all the time. Honestly, I run a P22 with a can on it. That thing is great. Like I have a blast with that thing.
Yeah.
And standard pressure 40 grain CCIs are running at like 1,000 to 1050 FPS. So they're still subsonic. You know, it's
Well,
you know,
anything 22 in a pistol caliber is going to be subsonic through a can. I mean, it just doesn't have the velocity of a rifle. Just so you don't have to use specifically subsonic rounds through a 22 pistol if you're running a can, from what I've heard.
I
yeah,
mean,
it depends.
you don't have to, but if you want it
It
to
helps
sound like
mitigate.
all you
Yeah.
hear is the click of the damn striker moving, I mean,
Yeah, there's some high velocity rounds that you'll still get a sonic crack from even a little P22 from it.
Yeah.
But those are some. I mean, those are for a little 22. Those things are still trucking at like,
yeah.
15.
But
to
he's saying
17
coming out of a
grand.
can.
Yeah, you'll still get a sonic crack for.
I haven't yet, but
Yeah.
I get
The
it.
other thing is, Dark, how do you keep a guide rod from slipping out of its barrel groove? So if your guide rod is not popping in and setting relatively tightly in your aftermarket slide barrel combination, you may have a slight tolerance issue. It should at least have enough compression to hold itself in there reasonably so, right? Like not super tight, not super loose. If you can like tap it out, or if it falls out on its own, it's a tolerance issue. What do y'all think about that? I would say it's a tolerance issue.
Yeah.
I think so too. I mean, you got so many different aftermarket companies now that not all tolerances are the same. So if you're having that issue, then maybe
Bob
try
said it's
getting
all
a.
OEM new. So
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Like like Dark said, like make sure it's seated all the way in.
yeah.
Let's see.
Because a lot of people make that mistake where they don't seat it all the way in because there's like two different notches with the locking lug and then the actual groove. But
So this
I like
is
to start.
all OEM 21. Now, if you just take it off the frame, like mine kind of popped off the groove, but once you like pop it back in there, like it's not going anywhere. It's
Yeah. I mean, I've
it's
seen them where
been,
they're kind of loose
yeah,
and you can wiggle them around, but I mean, I think you can get what are those little parts, the little buffer
little buffers.
pieces?
Strike
Yeah.
makes them, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Strike makes them. You can put that in there and that'll fix that. That'll give it
Yeah,
just a little bit more space.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting because I've seen it on, like you're saying, like with tolerance stacking, right? You get a slide from Strike or a barrel from
Yeah.
whoever, or even with OEM parts. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, you know what? Every time I take this OEM 21 off, the guide rod comes off, but I think that's just the way that system is. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it sits lower or something. I just always pop it back in. But if it runs, who cares? If it runs when it's together, that's I think that's all that matters. Yeah. All right, so we'll go ahead and bring it to an end. If there's any other questions, let's see. Um, man, spent all day today playing with sub 22 LR. It's my jam. I know, bro. I've filmed this little Instagram reel, right, where it's like a short, like 2-minute reel, and it was just me being silly, and I was like you know having to get all your guns and gear and ammo and load it up in the car and drive to the range, like it's such a pain. So featuring portable range or whatever, and I took like a USPS like box and I packed it full of paper, like the whole thing full of paper. It's like a shoebox size, and I just started like shooting it in the garage with a suppressed 22. And I was like, introducing portable range with our patented design. And I did like a commercial, right? And I was about to post it, and I was like, man, somebody's gonna be like, dog, you're shooting in your garage in a suburban area. Like,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I probably shouldn't post that.
No.
I
It's old.
probably also shouldn't talk about it on the live stream either.
Same, same, but different.
Yeah, right.
You
Oh
know,
man.
and people wonder why they get in trouble. Like some of
Right.
the gangbangers that I've dealt with, they're like, "Well, how'd you catch me? Because you posted it on your social media, you
Yeah,
dumbass." You
dude.
know?
Yeah.
Do y'all find like something seriously wrong with our system when all these dudes are posting pictures of their Glocks with switches on it, like all
Yeah.
day, every day, YouTube channels and like stuff? They're just posting their full auto Glocks. I'm like, dude, I don't know why that's like okay in this back when you never publicly talked about a crime that was committed. As a matter of fact, when you got like recognition in, the area that you lived in for doing something, even other people didn't talk about it publicly. It was just kind of like
Mhm.
quietly amidst each other, like, yo, that's the dude that did X, Y, and Z. Like, like you
They
just,
they're not
That's
even
hey, that's just
they're not
basic.
even dry snitching on themselves anymore. They're just snitching on themselves at this point.
I know, right? Like,
Yeah.
dang.
That's called backwards hustling, snitching on yourself.
Yeah, right. For real. Yeah.
Switches get
Switches
bitches,
get,
right?
yeah. Switches, you become bitches when you're in prison. you know? Um, Not a bad idea. It tends
There's
to
a
be
question from CNC Designs talking about.
I answered it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
When?
oh, I see.
Oh,
Yeah.
like in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even hear you.
Yeah, no. I was doing it while he was talking.
Gotcha.
So that
He's a
way it
party
could be
pooper.
addressed. I mean, it's something we're thinking about, but
Yeah.
it all comes down to what what can you get for that class? Because the TCCC class is pretty hands-on, and you want to have a partner to work on stuff and all that. So
Yeah.
it can be done, but we'd have to see what the logistics look like and all that stuff. So in
Yeah,
time,
we talked about some of that too, and like
Yeah.
doing medical stuff, and we just have
Yeah,
to.
TCCC would be awesome, but I think maybe getting a stop the bleed, which is pretty important, you know,
Yeah.
especially for newcomers. But
Yeah, and it's not flirting with that line of like, this is medical training. You know, it's just like we're
Yeah.
just sharing information versus
yeah,
like we're not doctors.
yeah, but I
You
mean,
know?
you can do a stop the bleed class.
Yeah, for
Those
sure.
you just have somebody licensed to do it, and I, you know, in our community, there are plenty of people that are, you know, actual combat medics and stuff like that are TCCC certified that could teach some of that stuff, but it'd be more of like an advanced class because
Mm,
you can't say, okay, we're going to teach TCCC and it's a 60-hour class. Now we got to get those students in there and teach a 60-hour class.
yeah,
So
yeah, true.
it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. I think you guys will see the evolution of Freedom Crew University is going to be some next level shit. So
Yeah.
just keep an eye out, you know?
Yeah, once
Just
it gets oiled up and we get going,
Yeah.
man, it's gonna
Yeah.
keep going through iterations, you know.
Yeah, just go become a student and you'll be able to see everything you'll see in the community. We talk in there like on the app and on the website. Like we're all in there. You'll get the communications, you'll see what comes out. And who knows, you may one day be like, well, I had one guy send me a message on Instagram and he was like, I've already built a P80. Why would I take a class on building P80s? You built a P80? Like, come
Even
on,
if you
dude.
build 100 of them, I mean, think
Yeah.
about it. Like I said earlier, it's about learning something new from somebody else, getting a
Yep.
different experience, a different perspective on it. Because if you come to my class per se, you know, for Polymer 80 or something like that, I'm probably going to teach you the same way that I learned, which was MGB, that first
Mhm.
time quality, doing everything, making sure everything's factory, looks great, and that's it, you know, pretty
Yeah.
simple.
And you know what, man? Here's the thing: it's people have to be honest with themselves, right?
Yeah.
Themselves, is that proper English? They're themselves. They got to
Themselves.
be honest, right, with themselves. And I used to say this a lot in martial arts training. I used to tell people, you know, if I seen something between two students, you know, and I seen like the ego flare up or a smile, like, oh, I did it. I'd go, hey, did you do that out of strength or skill? And I'd say, be honest with yourself, you know.
Yeah.
And if they said, you know, hopefully they'd be like, yeah, you know what, I overpower the person. I didn't really do it out of skill. I just fucking did it out of, you know, through power. So I take that philosophy into life, you know, whatever, you know, whether it's shooting a gun, building a gun. Okay, cool. You built a Polymer 80, but let me ask you this. Is it perfect? Are you 100% happy with it? And did you fucking have to rig some shit for it to work? Like,
Yeah.
feel like you're
Is
a
it
master? Be honest.
100% reliable?
Well,
Like,
Because if not, that's why you need to take a class, because you still aren't all, you still not glowing, baby. You ain't got the glow
Right.
yet.
yeah.
Would you be willing to carry it on you for personal protection?
Right?
Yeah. Would you count on it to save your life?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
But
All right.
I know there's a
Yeah,
lot of
sure.
great builders out there. I mean, like you
Yeah,
said,
for sure.
you know your skill set. So,
And the
like Sarge,
greatest
you can
builders.
always,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, you can always learn something different by watching somebody else too. So you
Stop
may be
copying
doing
me,
something the
Panda.
harder way. You may be doing something the harder way and may find an easier way.
Yep. Yep.
Right
Like
there.
using razor blades to cut off all your tabs by hand and your channel. I'm just saying, I'm going to be doing things differently just to appeal to more students and do things more safely, because I'm not going to get in a room with 6 people in a virtual room like this and tell everyone to, use an X-Acto knife to cut or razor blade to cut their shit. Like, no, I'll do that because I know what
You're at
risk
that level.
is there. I don't trust for y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying.
No, yeah, exactly. You're not at that skill level to do that. You can't.
Yeah.
Again, going back to the martial arts thing, I am not going to let you make contact with me if you're new, because you are not going to be able to hit me without hurting me. You cannot touch my body without actually hurting me yet. You're not skilled yet,
See, I think
Jose Romero.
I think a
Jose
lot of
Romero
the
just said something.
Oh, sorry, Jose Romero. Sorry, I think I may have a little delay.
He said I messed up 10 P80 builds before I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, how many frames could you save and resuscitate, if and it's there's not a lot you could do to truly destroy a P80. Like almost everything is fixable aside from complete negligence. So I know a lot of you guys got to go, so I'll do I'm happy to do the closing if you guys got to jump out, but before you do, any parting words of wisdom, anything like that?
Go ahead.
Don't let me see any trash pandas.
Yeah.
You don't want to see me angry.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Come on. What if mine was already dead? Does that count?
But all right, I think we can all agree on this. If you guys haven't gone to Freedom Crew University yet and enrolled, make sure to go check out Freedom Crew University, enroll, sign up for a class today. Simple as that. And give us your feedback, your honest feedback, because we're still new. We're still young into the game. Let us know what you like and what you don't like, because we're going to listen to you, and, we're going to take that into consideration.
Yeah. Facts. Oh, yeah. Sarge, Shogun, who wants to go
I'm going to say that I'm old, I'm old in the game.
Yeah.
Not young in the game. Come on, Panda.
What I'm saying is, like, the website is still young. The website is still young.
But you got to specify it sometimes, Some of us can't be real young and look cool and do all the fancy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Some of us don't have it. We're getting old. But anyhow, yeah. Come see us at FCU. You guys love Dark? Go take his classes. Don't skip on. If you like Panda, go take his classes. Yeah. If you like Shogun, you want to stipple and turn it into a business, go see Shogun. And if you just want somebody to bullshit, you want to pay me to hang out with you for a little bit and learn how to maybe put some purpose in your life, come see me as he touches me. He's
let me say this. Don't let Sarge downplay himself. Sarge is like a bastion of knowledge when it comes to building purpose building shit too. Like, if you want to do an EDC, a race gun, whatever it is, like he knows, and he'll put you onto some shit that's like, oh, like that little detail makes that much of a difference. Like if y'all saw his garage and just the amount of building shit that he has,
stippling.
Building
stippling that I do because of Shogun.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing it before him, but he definitely helped me out, helped me step my game up a little bit.
See, and that's the thing. The thing that I love is like the people that are going to take our classes are the experts that are seeking more knowledge, right? Like like we keep saying, like we're going to learn from all these people, right? Just as much as they're going to learn from us, and it's a meeting of the minds that's going to be like next level shit. So I expect to see mostly experts in the class. Excuse me. They're the ones.
Well, that's it. It was good seeing you guys. Thank you for having me on, Dark. Thank you for having my host.
Yeah,
on.
man.
And my buddy Shogun. We appreciate it.
Hell yeah, thank you. And
Really.
you guys are welcome. I know I kept both you guys longer than anticipated. So if y'all want to bounce, you're welcome to bounce, or it'll take another like 5 minutes or so to close out. It's totally up to you guys.
Yeah, we'll let you do it so you can go full screen, or at least I'll roll out. But thank you again, guys. Hopefully, we'll see you on our next show. I think we're gonna have Rogue Banshee,
We are.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Panda?
We're gonna have
So-
Rogue Banshee on our next Talking Trash with Panda.
I mean, I'm
And
waiting
that's
for
what-
Dark to
that's
say,
next.
"Hey, I would love to come on your show." That would
Hey,
be.
I would love to come on your show.
Well, we would
I'll
love
get
to
you the
have you
form
on
so
our
you
show.
can fill it out, buddy. I
Schedule
got
me
you.
up, bro. Schedule me up, man.
And we're
If
still
I-
waiting on Shogun. We need to have a Shogun show as soon as
Shogun
he's
show.
ready for us.
The Shogun
Shogun
show.
The Shogun show.
Hell yeah. And
So-
the cool thing too is that like you guys will actually like when you get in I'm thinking Freedom Crew, right? When you guys get in there, you'll be able to see all the stuff that like you wish that you could see us do on YouTube, but you can't. We can handle everything, show you like, oh, this other thing in my
Oh, man.
collection and this and that. Like, sorry, I'm pumped about that. I'm excited. And all the stuff sitting in front of me that I can't pick up and show
Yes,
you on
exactly.
on
And
YouTube.
that's the one thing I hate about YouTube, and even being new to it and watching all you guys struggle going through
Yeah.
all the things that you're going through. It makes it very unencouraging for people like me that want to come out and kind of teach what I know, what I've learned through all these years of actually, putting rounds down range in a two-way range, wanting to teach you
Yeah.
guys how I survived combat, and not only that, but over here in the States dealing with people trying to murder me as well. So isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I just run out and say, oh, people trying to murder me.
Yeah. I'll take that job.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Eventually.
sorry to cut you off.
No,
Sorry.
you're
good.
The Rogue Banshee is going to be on our show on the 24th. So the next show is going to be, did I say November 24th? But no, March. Okay, yeah. So he's going to be on the 24th. Next show is going to be March 3rd. So that's available, Dark, if you're willing to be on for the 3rd.
March 3rd? I think I can do that.
Okay,
Let
so
me
he's
double
coming
check.
on the 24th. See, I done messed it up.
Oh, bro, Sarge, my bad. I didn't see the message from you.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I'll shoot y'all a message and let you know. I believe I can do
Yeah.
the 3rd, and the 3rd is at is it 8:30 p.m.?
8:30 p.m.
Yeah, we do Eastern.
All right, yeah, let's do it. Let's lock it in there. So you guys are hearing it here first. You're gonna see me on Talking Trash with Panda.
There you go, guys.
Awesome.
Well, thank you again.
Mm,
Thank you
yeah.
guys for coming. Thank you for the support, all the kind comments, and all the trash talking that I saw out there.
Hell
It
yeah.
was
And go
fun.
subscribe to their stuff, to their channel. Go to Talking Trash with Panda, go to Shogun, go on YouTube, go on Instagram, show them some love, y'all. Come on.
Please.
Yeah,
We're
don't
all-
come
Yeah.
see me, please. You might get bored.
Nah, y'all love it, man. Show them all some love. And of course, all y'all are on Instagram and
Yep.
Shogun, Angry
Instagram.
Sarge, Talking Trash Panda, YouTube, all
Yep.
that. So show them some love, y'all. Thank you again, all three of you guys, for coming on. I'll put y'all backstage, and if y'all got to run, do your thing. Thank you.
Sure.
I'm tired.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel you, man. Sorry, I can run my mouth all day, but
It's all good. I appreciate
y'all are
it.
awesome, man.
Everybody in the chat. I saw some comments. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to it. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I'll be happy to answer any questions. But you guys are awesome. Dark is awesome. Panda's awesome. Sarge, he's
Yeah, I know.
Eh, yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah, I appreciate all you guys coming on. And the moment you get your FFL, let me know. I'm gonna send you a couple frames, bro.
It'd be 6 weeks tops, man. Is what we're looking at.
I know. I'm waiting
hell
for
yeah.
mine. We got the special stuff going.
I know we do.
Ooh.
Yeah,
The
it's been
secret
a whole
sauce.
too damn long,
Mm.
but applications already been sent out. So yeah, man. Yes, sir. Coming
Nice.
soon. Coming soon.
Mhm.
Looking
Nice,
forward
man.
to it.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, y'all take it easy. Thank you all for coming in and joining. And yeah, we'll see y'all next time in
right,
Freedom Crew
y'all.
University. Yeah, y'all take it easy.
All right. Peace, y'all.
All right,
Take
later.
care, guys.
All right, now let me put them all backstage here. Oops. My bad. my
Everyone
thing's
can see and
moving
hear me.
slow. Yeah, no, it's moving mad slow. My bad. Boom. Okay, there we go. My apologies, y'all. So in the end, y'all, I wanted to make sure that you guys could get kind of a little bit like more, not just information about the individuals behind, Freedom Crew University, but also kind of a little bit more information about them as individuals too. And these dudes are experts, right? This is what they do. So, but I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thank you. And one other thing I want to add is I'm getting a little bit of a reduction in how much YouTube is pushing out like my shorts and videos. So I've kind of pulled back on that a little bit. But I had like this epiphany today, and I realized I was like, man, I'm not gonna like post less because they're pushing my videos out less. You know what I mean? And it obviously could be the content too, right? It could be a number of things, but I refuse to throttle myself when YouTube is shitting on us. So after the strike and everything, it kind of threw me off, but I'm coming back, and I'm coming back in full effect. So anyway, I appreciate all you guys. Love you all so much, and we'll close this stream out the way we close every single stream, which is rule number one is to be kind. It's so important. It looks like I'm pointing to this grenade launcher right here, but rule number one is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in every single thing that we do. That brief moment of like that interaction you have with somebody, you can have a massive impact on their life by simply just being kind. So, and it's free. It's free, y'all. Just do it. Also, rule number two is live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others, right? And when I say this, I mean like contribute to your brothers and sisters in our community, right? Give to our people, man. Like, whether it's patronizing their businesses or contributing to them as individuals, we got a lot of people that need our help too. So, you know, live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others, right? When you bless others, you become blessed. A hand that's open to give is open to receive. So that should be the way of the world, right? Um, Rule number three, the only way that we can defeat evil is with good men and women skilled in violence. So make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. It's funny because I can't even lift that up another like foot here to show you what I'm racking, but let's just say that's an empty Glock 21 in a safe environment. YouTube, thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all you guys so much. If you could leave some comments, that will help give this a little bit of a boost on the algorithm. And I'm going to be doing some other giveaways from this um, from the comments as well. So and the giveaways that we got coming up are going to be really dope. And I'm going to, yes, stay strapped or get clapped. Thank you. Appreciate you, Sam, man. Yeah. What's the other one? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? But what I'm going to do moving forward, like in the future, is because sometimes I drag my feet on sending stuff out, right? I don't mean to, y'all. Sorry, but I'm going to put the onus on companies that are contributing in the giveaway to ship that stuff out so it gets shipped out at a reasonable time. Also, y'all support AR takedown tool. We still got 41 people in here. So if you guys could do me a favor, if you go on Instagram, go to AR takedown tool and just show them some love, follow them, like, their past 2, 5, 10 posts, whatever, and just drop a comment that says DLD After Dark sent me here. That would mean so, so much to me. And not only because, it's a company that, has been super helpful and we're building a relationship and moving forward with each other, but it's the only punch in the world that you can actually have a hammer and a punch in one little package. So yeah, get it, buy it, use it, and you may see them available on DLD hardware. So I'm just saying. But anyway, love all y'all so much, appreciate all you guys, and yes, Morningstar, patience is a virtue. So, and no quarter given to tyrants as well. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Appreciate all you guys. And yeah, stay strapped or get clapped.